Oop, I have to ping the Discord. That is part of this whole thing, as it turns out. Yay! Okay, there we go. Pleading face. Elk. Scream. Ah! Okay, great. Hello! Hello, hello. Let me get the music starting here. Started. I had a new addition to my loud playlist recently. This song. Yeah, let's just get in liked music and then I can play it from liked music. Because this is a likable track. Oh, I forgot the music playlist is up here now. Because we had the music stream recently. Hello. Let's play some dailies, huh? The 10-inch sausage roll. Poutine. This is cheaper. I'd probably buy this over poutine. I like poutine. This looks like good poutine. But I would rather have this. Can't hear shit for music? There's no way. Oh, we can't. I see. We had the music stream recently, and the music was very loud for the music stream. What do you think about the body snatcher in Tesa Karlov? Tesa Karlov's fine. Shout out to that. Thank you for the tier 1. Hot dog looks bad, can't wreck. It does look bad, and there's also like a weird lady next to it, which is scaring me. So it's of course the wrap. It probably doesn't. Prime or loaded fries? Loaded fries easy. Prime tastes awful. Dude, I've had like 2-3 different Prime flavors. They've all sucked. I'm just not gonna ever try. Elka's scared of women. I'm not scared of women. All right, pal. I'm very normal about women in general. Okay, hot dog and a waffle or sausage and bread with a pint for $2.50? On what planet is that $2.50? Jayski, thank you for the tier 1. Elka's scared of strong women? The opposite, pal. I fear weak women. I fear weak people in general, TBH. Roast chicken or the sausage? Dude, the sausage looked fucking fire. Fuck you. That's not worth $15. It looks good. It's just like, I'd rather have the sausage for $5. I hate paying a lot of money. Chimichurri steak and fries, spicy chicken wings. Probably the chimichurri. Nice flannel, son. Thank you. I got a Goodwill for like $7. Burger and pint or long hot dog with mayo and a large Coke. I'll probably take the burger and the pint. Thank you. Pint changes up the price factor for me a little. Cheesy chips or burger? Probably just the chips. Hard to fuck up potatoes and cheese. The onion burger. Oh my god. I love onions. But 3 super thick raw onions stacked up. If you bit into this, you're going to start weeping. The Saturn burger. Zepikanka. That looks really fucking good. Fuck. People aren't going to vote for this, though. It's $3. Maybe people are right. It would be so good, and it's cheap as fuck. I think that should not be a 30-60er at the very minimum. That should be closer to 45-55. Chili hot dog for 16 or not $16 hot dog? I'm going to go for the not $16 hot dog. Oh, how do you feel about Over Encumbered? Over Encumbered is a good card, if I remember correctly. Let's look at this. Enchanted Opponent. When it enters the battlefield, Enchanted Opponent creates a clue, food, and junk token. I begin combat on an enchanted player's turn. That player may pay 1 for each artifact they control. If they don't, creatures can't attack this combat. Yeah, that's cool. I like this card a lot. Here's 3 tokens. You need to pay 3 or else you can't attack this turn. Can I be honest? I like this better than Ghostly Prison. I like this a lot more than Ghostly Prison. If you have any way of giving away artifacts too, this is just such an insane card. I'm thinking about the one Ira that gives like tea, like food tokens away. All right, let's hop on the Spellify for today. We might even do the crossword if I'm feeling up to it, which I might. What about Abyssal Gatekeeper and Teysa? Abyssal Gatekeeper's fine. I don't know. Card's okay. It's a little dangerous because when you sack it with Teysa on board, then it double triggers and you have to like sack another thing that you may not want to sacrifice. Love you, son. I'm off to work. That's my real dad in the YouTube chat. Hi, Dad. All right. What do we have here? We have a 3-letter legendary creature name. Whenever-Attack. No, it's not whenever you attack, etc. Thought you would like that, and with a bunch of laughing, crying emojis and a cool. Okay, Dad, you gotta lay off the emojis, dude. Low key, it's not a sign of a good texter. Oh no. No, my dad does like his emojis. That's one thing he does all the time. You may cast that card from. I'm trying to think about what this card could be, because it's a 3-character legendary creature name. So this is of blank something. Doesn't have any keywords, so it's not like a dragon or anything. It's like, I'm trying to think of like legendary creatures with 3 character names. Also has 3 pips. The fuck is this mechanic? This is gonna be like a Final Fantasy creature or something. I'm gonna cry. It's like a human scout, and it's like some Marvel card. Is the date stamp actually? Yeah, this is accurate to the actual card, I think. No, I think it's always 2022 Wizards of the Coast. Okay, I'm gonna buy an A here. Whenever card name enters or attacks, You it's not draw a card. Alternate domain answers is the only thing I liked out of Marvel. Okay, I think it is totally fine. Hang on, quick break from Spell 5. I think it's totally fine to like be like, I don't like Universes Beyond. I don't like how it feels. I don't like the marketing of it. I think if we're divorcing the aesthetics from the game pieces, which is not something that everyone can do. I don't do it really for my commander decks. I don't really. I find myself unable to do that. I think the aesthetics of the cards are very important, which is why I'm very not really into Marvel. It just kind of takes me out of it. However, if we're looking at these cards divorced from their aesthetics, there's a lot to appreciate. There's a lot of individual cards to appreciate in Marvel. I haven't played the Limited. Once again, it's just not something that really interests me. But there's a lot of independent designs in the Marvel set that are good as game pieces. If you just like, if you blacked out the art, blacked out the name, like, what does the card do? There's a lot of things to appreciate. For me, that's like the Hex Magic card. Like, this is great in Storm. Very interesting design. Very cool. I don't think we've seen this effect outside of Invasion of Kaldheim, which is too expensive and not a sorcery at 4 mana. The fact that this is arcane, you can splice onto it, that's just like random and funny and cool. Like, there's going to be games where you splice like Desperate Rituals onto this when you have Ruby Medallion out. But yeah, this card's sick as fuck. And it's like, this is a totally fine design. And right off the whole set is, I think, a little bit silly if you are taking the mindset of I'm diversing the art from what the card does. Anyway. Whenever this card name enters or attacks, you blank a blank and draw a card. AI viewers on streambrew.com. I prefer real viewers. Thank you, Batu Khan. But you're now permanently banned from my channel. You bot. The bots have felt a little bit more normal on Twitch. Not normal, regular on Twitch. That's the word I'm looking for. You may... This is such a tough one. Give me a E. The fuck is this? What is this E? Do you think there's a number of like AI viewers you can have, like bots that watch your videos or that watch your streams, and you could just like run ads for 50 minutes at a time that you would make your money back? This is not an elephant. You do not have enough words for elephant here. It is a some sort of creature of some sort. What the fuck is this thing? Escape! Or Uro! I didn't recognize you, buddy! Told ya. It's fun when you get it though. That's a fun one. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I feel like a fucking moron for not getting that one earlier. Okay, hard mode. So this is a creature. With 3 separate lines of text. E-A-T-U-R-E. So right now I'm trying to, because this makes creature tokens. And what that means is you can kind of parse what kind of colors the card is based on the creature tokens it makes. Sometimes colors will make off, cards will make off color tokens. So like this creates a XX white, green, or black, and white, green, or black, blank creature token, and you put counters on it. LANDFALL. Whenever, or is this alliance? ALLIANCE. Whenever another NONTOKEN. No. ENTERS. You put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So whenever another creature enters alliance, you put a counter on it. When CRE. When this creature dies, create X 1/1 blank and blank. Create XX black creature type creature tokens, and put X +1/+1 counters on it, or create a XX. Wait. Okay, so this is when this dies, it makes one thing and you put all the fucking counters on it. When other things enter, you put counters on it, or you put counters on the things that entered. And then this is when CREATURE. No. When. This wouldn't be when. Your creatures. No. Is this... It's not Sirac and Goreclaw. I don't think it's an ooze that splits. Okay. When another creature enters, you put a counter on it. When this creature dies, you make a token and put a bunch of counters on it. And then I'm trying to parse what this first ability is. Okay, I guess just give me an O. of CONTRO. So this isn't control. It is a lot of text, that's for sure. Okay, it's Boss's. I wasn't sure about this card's name, but yeah, Boss's Chaperone. Boss's. Is it not Chaperone? Is it Chap or Own? It's from the Nuka Panoprecon. I just spelled it wrong. No, I did spell it right. The first time I did it. Chat made me think I spelled it wrong both times. Yeah, so I spelled it wrong. Even though I was looking at chat. I can't spell. Guys, we know what the card is. Is this not how you spell chauffeur? Is this how you spell chauffeur? Or is it U-E-R? Fuck off. France is not a real country. Yeah, you put a counter on this. I see. You don't put a counter on the other creature that entered. Okay, now I'm not in the mood to do the crossword. We did a horrible. Horrible, awful. We're not going to do the crossword. All right, let's... does anyone need to go first? Is there anyone urgently needing to do a deck review? Me, please? Okay, is your name Ethanol? Ethan AL 34, I think is what it is, right? But your name... Ethanol. Okay, great. All right, let's find Ethan. Ethan, there we go. Sherrix. I will be present. My name is Ethan. My deck's game plan is to aggro out in a surprising manner. It's a really funny way of putting it. By switching the power toughness of my commander, I can get some early kills through commander damage. History is that it's being played in the Bod's Budget League. The cards I don't want to see added are expensive ones, i.e. Pie rules. Ship sprinting must be less than $5 and the entire deck must be under $75. The problem I'm trying to remedy is the consistency. I have some oddball tutors to fit in the budget constraints. I'm not sure if I should be focusing my ramp on islands, given my commander's ability. Okay. Okay. Switch printing. Zendikar Rising. Non-foil. Every creature control attacks, it gets -1, -0. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. An opponent separates those into 2 piles. Why are we running this? What does this do? Is this just like, this is my card advantage card? And then it's like, oh, it's kind of bad. That's exactly what it is. It's so mediocre. You get the 2 worst cards or the 1 best card in the top 3 twice for 4 mana. There's just so many better options. It really is just that. This is actually seeing play in Legacy, by the way, guys. Tamiyo is so broken in Legacy that people are sideboarding Twisted Image as like kill Tamiyo and then also draw a card. Elk was searching for your Tavall build, couldn't find it. Could you have posted it somewhere? So it's probably on my VODs channel. It's probably, or it's in the VODs of like one of the videos. I unlist all the commander decks. The reason is people will comment on the commander decks on Moxfield going like, whoa, I'd love to see a primer on this. And it's not a deck I own. It's a deck I did for a deck review. So all the deck lists are unlisted. But yeah, so the answer is I don't have a Tavall build. I'm not interested in Tavall. Tavall is just not a card that's all that interesting to me. I've built Tavall on stream multiple times for deck reviews, but that's it. %90 of Jace is stinking commander? No, I think so too. Jace is like really good in 1v1s where like you have one attacker that you have to worry about. Okay, how the fuck are you casting this, you greedy monster? Like, this shit's just not correct. So, in my opinion, if we're doing power and toughness swapping and 42 islands. So wait, are we just saying 42 islands as like on top of what I said? Or are you saying we cast it with 42 islands? Because you can't cast this card with 42 islands. I only have it because it switches power and toughness. I haven't even drawn it yet. So when you let's play until like turn 5. 1, 2. Whoa, the cards, look! Oh my god, the cards rotate when you pick it up. Look at what this does. It like when you move it around, it like tilts like 2 degrees. Whoa, that's sick as fuck. Wow, these are really bad cards in your deck. I mean, it is a budget deck. Anyway, in my opinion, if we're doing power and toughness swapping, if that's the point of your deck, let's focus on the fact that Cherix's ability shrinks his toughness proportional to the islands you control. And if that's the case, in my mind, I'm like, I want 1 island. I want to make him have 1 power. And then I want to swap his power and toughness and kill someone. You know, that's what I want to do. So, but the great news about this is by running more colorless utility lands, the inversion behemoth becomes real, where you're actually able to cast this thing. So I think I want to tackle the mana base first, and then we can kind of branch out into like card choices and stuff. Like for example, we probably will be running this. Yeah, Blue Desert, for example. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things we could be doing. But let's start by cutting down basically all the islands. Island. So we're going to start with just like whatever. 3 islands. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ash, and then we do Ash Barrens. Ash Barrens, of course. You can turn it into a blue source or it's colorless. If new, Rivulet. It's a shame we can't run like off-color pain lands. Colorless bounce lands really help for that. Like... Yes, in so far in as like guildless commons. Guildless commons, Arid Archway. But if we're talking like a toll, I'm not putting a toll in a commander deck. So, O:(blue, O:(C). Colorless or blue? Hell yeah. Okay. How much is the Leviathan for me? Okay, Starwinder, 75 cents. How do you feel about Starwinder? Warp for 4. Whenever a creature controlled deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. Riptide Lad is sick as fuck, but I would want to run it if I... Well, we have 10 wizards. We can run Riptide. Sure. Whoops, I cut all the islands. My fault. Riptide Laboratory. No, not Marvel lands. Let's put some SOS cards in here. Let's do 15 islands. So 16 total. Is MDFC set or type land? Classical Mimics too expensive. Hydroelectric Specimen's a protection spell. So close. Lorien revealed probably. Okay, I'm fine with getting more islands in here. I don't think we need to actually go this slow on islands. But I would like a Mystic Sanctuary. How much is Cryptic Command running nowadays? 3. Okay. So we have a little bit to talk about here now. So we have Lorien revealed, which island cycles. Island cycling. Oh my goodness. Mystic Sanctuary is an island. I have 3 other islands. Great news. Cryptic Command is now, right. You bounce your own Mystic Sanctuary back to your hand, tap all opponent's creatures. Then you play you play the island as land for turn. And then you put Cryptic Command back on top of your library so you can tap everything again next turn or whatever. Right. So that's a loop. And you can also daze Mystic Sanctuary back to your hand, which is also really fucking good. So Mystic Sanctuary while reducing your island seems a little off, even though Island Cycling, I get it still. So you don't need 39 island, 1 Mystic Sanctuary. You can do as low as like 28 to get Mystic Sanctuary going, especially if you have like Island Cycling and stuff, which this deck does have. Ash Barrens as well. But you're able to support Inversion Behemoth and Mystic Sanctuary in the same deck. Like, this is not hard to do in Commander. There's just so many slots for lands. In fact, I might go down 1 island just because we do have Lorien. Okay. So I think we can keep the island counting theme. There's hide on the ceiling and stuff, but I don't think I want to do that with this deck. I think this is a beatdown deck, not a slow controlling deck. I know we already have, like, the stuff, but I think we're running Micromancer and shit to get Twisted Image. All right, and then you're running Archaeomancer to get it back and do it again. So if you want my honest opinion, I think we never activate Cherix. I think we literally just like try to buff up his toughness and do like a little power inversion thing. Yeah, like Slagworm Armor is pretty cool. It's 3 mana though. But it does push Cherix over 21 commander damage, which is great. It has Skulk, perfect. Whenever it attacks, I think that's a little too slow. +1/+0, perfect. That's the correct line of text to have on this card. Yeah, anything that gives like 1 power. So in my mind, that's Lava Spur Boots. That's Skateboard. Ta-da, you now have haste granting. And also it gives +1/+0. So now when you invert the power toughness, ta-da, you don't have to worry about exploding and dying with the 0 power. Right, it'll have 1 toughness. Okay, I think we cut Tribute Mage. Mana value 2 artifact. Probably cut Waterbending Scroll. I don't like the non-basic Land Walk. It's okay. I feel like there's just better blue equipment to like put on Cherix though that could do the same thing. I don't like Fire Shrieker. Ideally, we just Slagworm Armor is Fire Shrieker. Think about it like this: you're not doing 24 damage. You're doing 20, or rather 34 damage with Cherix. Sure, like Fire Shrieker lets you do 34 damage with Cherix, but you only need 21. So, Slagworm Armor is the same. Cryptic Coat. Cryptic Coat can't equip. Have you read this card? This is something that people see equipment and automatically think you can equip this thing. Point to the equip ability that allows you to attach it to a creature. I am fat and bald. Okay, just that. We don't gotta worry about all that. Yeah, new equipment Marvel. It's Captain America's shields. +8/+0 vigilance equipped too. 60 cents. It's pretty good. Let's see. Beep, 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 beep. It doesn't appear that we have a Universes Beyond restriction, but if this is rustles your jimmies a little, we can take it out. We can muddle the mixture as well. Muddle's very strong in this kind of deck, especially since we added Cap Shield, because now you can muddle for Cap Shield. No UB restrictions doesn't bother me. Perfect. Great. Okay, I kind of vibe with all the other equipment you're running. I don't +3/+0. It doesn't really help, but the trample lifelink's nice. Kaho is insane, right? Because you search for Twisted Image days. Can I put Greaves in your deck? Is Greaves under $5 right now? This is not for your commander. Can I emphasize? This is not for Cherix. You put this on Kaho. And shit, because you have some tap abilities. Okay. We could also do Swiftfoot Boots. So there's Urza that does this, but that's not the card I'm thinking of. I'm trying to see if there's other cards we could be running here that kind of have a similar tapping artifacts vibe, because this always feels good in equipment decks. Memnon lets you cast artifacts with them. That's not that good. Shimmer Dragon's not bad. That's not bad either, but it's not that good. Okay, we can look at improvised cards really quick. Like Archwave Innovation's a very good inclusion. Just now your equipment can convoke. Inspiring Statuary. That is a thought. I just don't like how much of the deck is already artifacts, and the fact that Inspiring Statuary doesn't work with artifacts. That's pretty rough. Okay, non-creature spells you cast having improvised, though, is pretty fucking good. Metallic Rebuke's a strong card. Reverse Engineer, sure, a little card advantage. Universal Surveillance is blue, 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 draw a card for each equipment you control. This is too expensive, sadly. Okay, well, we have 100 cards. We can kind of just play this out and see what we feel. Is Dominion Bracelet funny enough in this list? Yeah. We can also run Deadeye Quartermaster. Yo, search your library for an equipment or vehicle card. Someone recommended a cool card here. You come to a river. +1/+0 can't be blocked until end of turn, and then you invert Cherix's power and fucking kill him. That makes sense to me. Okay. Out Wayfarer's Bauble. Aqueous Form. The Whelming Wave. Archetype seems a little slow. I would basically never... Oh, no, you have Archetype Stormtide. That is a little interesting. Is it too slow? I mean, keep in mind, I run this in Kinesos, but Kinesos, this is 4 mana to cast, and I'm in green, so I can also just ramp into this. Is Reigns of Power good? It could be funny to grab off Kaho. Ooh, I like bigger instance. I mean, we already had a Cryptic Command. I don't know if we need to really be worrying about all that. We have Aetherized Cryptic Command. Like, that already feels like a very good toolbox for Kaho. Yeah, Skulk. Man, it costs 3. Like, you're getting Haunted Cloak or Luxodon Warhammer. That's not that good. Okay, let's play test. All right, not keeping that one. I am keeping this one, though. All right, so drop. Island. Next turn. Island. Hold up, muddle the mixture. Ooh. Next turn. Island. 1, 2, 3. Counter your spell or whatever. Or you could muddle. I'll muddle here. Let's get Captain America's shield. All right. Next turn. Dink. 1, 2. Cap. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cheriks. Whoa there. Don't touch my card. Next turn. Okay, Island. 1, 2. Captain America's shield. Pass. Next turn. Island. All right, 1, 2. Equip Cap shield. This is now a lethal threat of sorts, because we can flip its power and toughness, which is very strong. So we can go 1, 2, 3, flip its power and toughness, attack and tap down a creature you control. That's scary. Like, if we didn't have to daze this game, we wouldn't have enough mana. I mean, unless we drew a land, which we didn't do. So, okay, I do think that the Merfolk Thaumaturgist might be a little too slow. Okay, maybe you play this on turn 3, and then you play Cheriks on turn 4, and then what happens? Like, you're probably just going to get answered, right? Because it's just so telegraphed and slow. It's fine. I want to like Silver Mirror in this deck, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm going to say no Artful Dodge. At least Distortion Strike gives you the 1 power you need to do the switching. It does seem really slow, only included because there's so few. This is where, like, tutors come in, right? Like, tutors are just so valuable to making decks like this work, where it has, like, one gimmicky thing that there isn't enough of. Where you can build like a redundancy. And by the way, a redundancy means like 15 cards. What is this word you just typed at me? Whenever it enters, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it is 5 mana. This card is 5 fucking mana, which is a lot. I don't hate it. Guys, talk me out of it, please. I'm begging you. Like, this one's not that bad, but it is expensive. Not expensive in terms of here. It's expensive in terms of here. Does anyone know how to counter a Miriam deck? What is that? The fucking mount lady? Does anyone know how to counter fucking mounts the deck? Here, I can think of one. As long as it's your turn, yeah, just sorcery speed it, dog. Get rid of it. But if you want the real answer, if vehicles, then this. If mounts, then this. If both, then this. Miriam the Sentinel Worm. Yeah, you typed Miriam, dog. That's a different card. You typed Miriam, which is this bitch, okay? Separate lady. It's Miriam. How am I supposed to know? They typed another perfectly legal card name. How am I supposed to know they're talking about the dragon? The counter is not Doomblade. The counter is 1 mana removal. If you have cheap removal, the ward 2 doesn't suck as bad. Also edicts. You could do like Soul Shatter. Soul Shatter's like just such an iconic card for this exact reason. Just go like, cool ward, cool Voha, dude. Bye. Here's another big one. Run this. You want a third big one? Nice commander, Chuckle Nuts. 3 more mana for that idiot. I'll name Miriam Sentinel Worm with my Disruptor Flute and fuck you. Great news. It has Flash tutored up with fucking Waterlog teachings. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to... Yeah, exactly. If you're not as mean as like if you're not as mean as like Nevermoring or whatever, you can Cursive Silence. You could Nevermore too. That's so rude. You know what's rude? Playing Miriam. Here's a thought. Pack some enchantment artifact removal in your dragon's deck, dog. Blow it up. Blow up my interaction. Okay. Stock up is really cheap now. If you're just looking for like budget cards that draw cards, we've added Lorien, we've added Universal Surveillance, we've added Reverse Engineer, we added Stock Up, right? Like these are all so much better than Waterbending Scroll and stuff. If we want like a card advantage engine, I would want it to be an artifact just so we can tap it to something like a Reverse Engineer or something, get more artifacts in the deck, right? Curse of Silence encountered anyways. That's my favorite thing in the world to do. Sorry, I love going off topic. It's one of my favorite things to do. In the Reanimator deck, a big play pattern. I don't have Valgavoth in right now, but when you have Valgavoth in the deck, what you can do is let them pay the ward cost of Valgavoth, sack 3 non-lands. And then after they've paid that ward cost and they've gotten exiled to Valgavoth so you can cast them on your next turn, you fucking like protection spell Valgavoth, not with Parting Gust, that one doesn't work, but Shajiri Shelter, like protect Valgavoth from your kill spell now. And you just sack 3 things to Valgavoth for no reason. If you really hate Mirror, just play Declaration of Not. That's a completely separate card than what we've been talking about. Declaration of Not goes away, unlike Nevermore, unlike Disruptor Flute. There's other things too, like Crux of Fate. Yo, just run Crux of Fate. It's a board wipe in every normal game. It's just Damnation for 5 mana. But when you're playing against Miram, it's Plague Wind for them. Just name Dragon. Elk, if it's not too much struggle, can you share the links to the Taval reviews after this review, of course? I recommend you just go to the VOD channel and just click on all the Taval videos that there are. There's actually so many Taval deck reviews. And I know there's a few VODs that are on the VOD channel of it. And they're always in the description of the VODs. But yeah, it would be a little bit too much just for me to go through all the Tavals and link them. Yeah, while you're there, go watch every video on the VOD channel. 0.25% speed. Do you think that Taval's the commander you've seen the most of? No, I think it's Nariv still. It's Nariv or it's Zergo from the precon. Like Zergo precon or Nariv set. Main set Nariv, the one that doubles damage. You could quiet speculate. What is the exact wording of cards that switch power and toughness? I don't know, we're tutoring at 3. I guess like Trinket Mage. That's just so much tutoring though, where it's like just inefficient. If you tutor for a tutor for a tutor, we've officially reached too many tutors. You can tutor for a tutor, that's fine. For a tutor, I think we might have gotten one step too deep. Do you think I should cut Inversion Behemoth? No, there's just so few of this effect that having another one. Plus, we built the mana base kind of around it, so it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. In fact, actually, we should probably be running like an Urza's Cave of some sort. Just to guarantee that we could get the mana for that thing. Maybe Mind Stone. We added other counter magic, so I'm cutting the narrow one there. You lose is good. I agree. I like a lot of Mag Bay in general, though. Like, Magdalena Bay is just such a good band. Geralf. Zombies have flying. Sacrifice another non-token creature. Okay, so this is implying... I love your recommendation, Chatter. This would be great in any other Cherix deck, where we're like building a Cherix deck that's around. Like, if anything, Cherix is great in the 99 of Geralf. Geralf is not good in the 99 of a Cherix deck. At least not a Cherix deck like this, where we're trying to beat them to death with Cherix. I don't want to make a 17/17. I want to kill you with my commander damage. Tarkir land isn't great. It's okay. Mysteries is totally fine. Or unless you just mean in mono blue, in which case, yeah, I can see what you mean, but also I think it's still okay. Okay. I don't like opt unless you're like specifically doing instant speed shenanigans. Like, you should always just be running Ponder instead, preordain. I guess opt can go under Kaho. But you have other things that draw a card that you can put under Kaho, so you're not really missing out on turning Kaho into an advantage engine. I'm leaving Elk, but I'll be watching you, just not live. Gotta love having a regular job. You know, happens. Tuesday. 'Tis the way the cookie crumbles. All right. That's actually part of the reason why I chose Tuesday streams, by the way, because you can have Sunday streams for like people who have weekends off, and then you have Tuesday streams for like the people who don't have jobs, and then also the people who have like weekdays off. There's like some jobs where like people aren't playing or people aren't on during the weekends. Is Key to the City too expensive? I don't think it's too expensive. I just think discarding a card is just such a huge cost. Anyway, I wanted to look at how these things are worded so we could switch. Toughness. Dude, all you need is Agatha's Soul Cauldron and Aeromoeba, and then you're off to the races. We're turning this into a sticker deck. Like, no, we're not doing all this. Dog, how do we feel about Dizzy Spell? Wait, Dizzy Spell actually cooks. Wait! Okay. Chat, hear me out. We have Dizzy Spell. Hi, I'm Dizzy Spell. So, this can transmute into Twisted Image. So you get 4 mana Twisted Image. But if you give a 3 power creature or less -3/-0, and then you Twisted Image it, it's a kill spell. Because you make it 0 power and then you swap the power toughness. Wait, Dizzy Spell cooks here. Like, this is a real spell on the front and then also a transmute. Is Aether Tunnel in here? Let's read Aether Tunnel. That one's pretty good. I like that more than the aura we were running before. You can switch the Dizzy spell? Can you? Okay, I like the crab reference here, but I think we cut this. Aether Tunnel in. Okay, let's sort by price really quick. Make sure that there's no $5 above cards that we accidentally added. Nope. Switching always happens last. Oh, okay, so the toughness is always the power after you switch to for cards that reduce power. Okay, that's cool. Blue and 2 cards for Depressurize. Ah! No, no, no. You're engaging in a false argument. Twisted Image draws a card. So it's 1 card for Depressurize. Because one of the cards replaces itself. One of the cards is a cantrip in the equation. No, I'm not going to keep this. I will keep this. I was thinking for a second because the hydroelectric specimen does kind of deflood you, etc. Oop, we should skateboard turn 1. Cap shield. No, we're literally 1 mana off both of our draw spells here. If we found our 3rd land, which we should do mathematically. Anyway, skip turn 3. Okay, streamer luck. Okay, this is a keeper. This is a 3-lander. All right. How do you feel about Blitzball Stadium? Isn't that card like $5 billion? Dominion Bracelet. Stock up. Ghostly Pilferer. Someone casts their commander, you draw a card. Or I guess you drop Skeleton Kid as well. You draw a card. Next turn. Okay, Island 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Cherix. Is the deck queue full today? If so, I can squeeze it in maybe. So the way that this works, Hermando in YouTube chat, is there's a coffee, and what you do is you go to the coffee and you get a deck review for a future stream, and then we do the deck review on that stream. There's never an instance where like there's slots available for a stream, you get it, and then I review it right away. The closest we're going to get to that is that we are going to start having free deck review streams. In fact, I might stream tomorrow. It's either going to be this Wednesday or this Friday. I have not decided. So twice a month, we're going to have these free deck review streams where if you have enough channel points on Twitch, which is 45,000, you can redeem those channel points for a deck review during those streams, which is the plan. And it's really easy to get channel points. You just have to watch the stream. Or like, not even actively. Like, you know, have it on as background noise, playing in the background, etc. Whatever works, works. Anyway, we're shoring up our commander here. Someone cast a card from exile or something. Okay. Island. 1, 2, 3. Loxodon Warhammer. 1, 2, 3. I guess you just hold up and reverse the polarity. So yeah, you can like counter a spell if you need to. Next turn. Okay, Marrow Harbinger's gotten a lot worse because we cut the one idiot that is a merfolk that swaps power and toughness, so we should cut this for something else. But anyway, 1, 2, 3. Universal Surveillance. 1, 2, 3. Draw 3 cards. Island. Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull from tomorrow. X's 2. Draw 2. Okay, here we go. And then we discard a card. Goodbye, Marrow Harbinger. Next turn. Okay. So now we go Dink Dink, or Dink the Dominion Bracelet, Equip Cherix. 1, 2, 3. Dizzy Spell. Get Twisted Image. Equip Skeleton Key and Twisted Image Cherix. Draw a card. Swing with Cherix. Because this is +1/+1 from Dominion Bracelet. It has Skulk. So this is 18 power. We don't have enough mana to activate the Dominion Bracelet because it's... Oh, no, it's 15. So you can exile the Dominion Bracelet, which would kill Cherix. That's fine. Because you're controlling their turn. I think that's a little slow. So yeah, I think we cut Marrow Harbinger for Archaeomancer. And then you run Hide on the Ceiling, like was recommended earlier. I said this was too slow, but I'm starting to realize that, like, this is a protection spell, Hide on the Ceiling. It's a protection spell. It's a value engine with Archaeomancer and Micromancer. And then it's also just a way to, like, get back a wrap. But it's so tough. Because Hide on the Ceiling, you only have one Archaeomancer, right? Could be Evasion too. Oh, right, because you can exile opponent's creatures. Waterbender Restoration and no. So the issue is that we only have one Archaeomancer. So when we flicker Archaeomancer, we have to get back Hide on the Ceiling or else our flicker chain stops, which is a little annoying. If only blue had like a double flicker ephemerate kind of card. All right, let's play test this out. I would not keep. I'd keep. Okay, this hand's insane now. Mirrored Archway, bounce back the hand, discard island. Next turn, island. Swiftfoot Boots, skateboard. Island. I'm not going to play the commander. Now I'll play the commander. And Swiftfoot Boots. Whoa, Hexproof. That's powerful. Okay, we can make it unblockable. Let's equip Skateboard. Let's draw a card. Yeah, that's the best way to draw a card. No, it isn't, because you could have Cryptic Commanded instead, which is more mana efficient. So Cryptic Command, tap all creatures, then draw a card, and then next turn. And then you go Slip Through Space, draw a card. Greaves. Ugh, I hate running so many boots. Greaves for another kind of tutor. So we have Twisted Image. We have all the Wizard Cycling and Crookclaw Transmuter. We have Riptide Lab to reuse the Transmuter. We have Riptide Lab to reuse Archaeomancer as well, I guess. So maybe we don't do Hide on the Ceiling. Yeah, Ghostly Flicker would work better for Kaho, but I just think I'm off the Flicker idea. It just doesn't work. So I see why you had the Drift of Phantasms now. Because the Transmuter here is certainly kind of good. Maybe we run, because we're just so full of cantrips. Ethereal Forager. Yeah, you can go next, Rise Quinn. So you can delve this out, and then when it attacks, you return an instant or sorcery card exiled with it to its owner's hand. Can we ditch Stormstyle Leviathan because I only added it for all the islands? Oh yeah, sure. We probably ditch Archetype of Imagination then as well. Yeah, Ethereal Forager used to be playable in Legacy. That was cool as fuck. Dig Through Time? Could be fun. The Marvel reprint of 3 Steps Ahead is $3. That's great. I'm not looking for like just okay cards. I kind of want to find cards that care about specific, like searching up the specific cards we need the most. Because this deck is very narrow. We just don't have a lot of good options, really, do we? Sadly out of budget. What's the budget we're going with? The whole deck needs to be under 75 and every printing of a card needs to be less than 5. Dude, we had Lauren revealed back in my day too. A blue instant card, reveal that card, put in your hand, then shuffle. Well, that sounds like a recipe for awesome gameplay. I didn't realize Merchant Skull was that cheap. I thought Merchant Scroll was more money, but I guess it isn't, which is awesome for us. Okay, after this, I do have a search I want to try and do. Isn't there a guy that does this? Wait. Walking Bulwark. Until in return, target creature with Defender. Fuck off. Assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. Okay, give Cherek's Defender some way, and then with this card, you can... Plus X plus Y, baby. Is that the only card with Y in its rules text? I know they tried it with that Fireball once. Nope. Wolf, Stolen Identity. Oh, but then it is your commander anymore. Okay. Commandeer. Final answer. At work right now, listening to this stream at full volume. That's awesome. Long-term plans. I didn't even see this. Man, what a weird card. If anything, that makes me want to run Brainstorm. Especially since we added like Arid Archway and stuff, and Lauren revealed Brainstorm became a lot better. And when you add Brainstorm, you gotta add Temporal Mastery. I'm only halfway joking. Brainstorm Brain Search. Set up with Kaho. It's kind of fun. Okay, we have enough cantrips now where I'm comfortable cutting a land. Dura, Island, Ponder. Top 3 cards of your library. Put any of them back. Put any of them back on the top any order you may shuffle. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I do like Tetsuko Umezawa. I think I'm gonna shuffle though. Next turn. Okay, Skeleton Key is like Tetsuo if you think about it really hard. Walking Bulwark, Peregrine's Vast, and Artificer's Intuition to find both. We are so deep in the sauce it hurts. But that is funny as fuck for sure. Oh, this is 4 mana? This card's awful. Alright, Trinket Mage. Let's get Skateboard. Skateboard. Why is everything a fucking 4-drop in this deck, dog? Ugh. It does make me want to run 2 mana ramp more. So I guess we do like Sapphire Medallion. I don't think this one's pricey. $6. Ah, just barely. We can run more colorless ramp then. ID equals blue. What does Crab Umber say? Untap it. Oh, it's Horseshoe Crab. I see. ID equals blue. Mana. Oh no. MV equals 2. OC. Type artifact. Ebony's Fly is kind of interesting. It does enter tapped though, which is always a negative mark against a card. Honestly, Solar Transformer being it's not blue. It enters tapped, which I guess makes sense. That card would be really busted if it didn't. I just want more colorless rocks in this deck because it's kind of nice to just be able to like have that safety that we can cast our double colorless spell, and then it's also like kind of ramped to get our 4-drops out quicker. Mindstone, we already put Mindstone in. We put Mindstone in 12 years ago. Liquid Metal Torque is okay. Do we have a extra effect for Liquid Metal Torque? That is the question. I figured we did, but it doesn't work that well with Improvise. The answer is no. We don't really have a... Oh, Mindstone's already in. Yeah, so I guess you just rock maybe Solar Transformer? I don't know. I like that it's blue. I like that it's colorless as well. It does enter tapped, but I don't know. It might just be worth it. Fumble's cute, but no Rational Cornucopia. Ugh, 3 mana though. I'd be fine with Everflow. If we did Everflowing Chalice, I'd be okay with that. I think I like that more than Solar Transformer, but maybe you run both. Alright, play test. I would not keep this hand. This hand's unplayable. This hand's also unplayable. This hand's also unplayable. Okay, we demulligan with stock up. Short bow. Island, unmulligan ourselves here. Nice. Alright. Blackfade Reforged does feel a little weird. Probably just pass. Tap all your creatures, draw a card. Cherix, equip shortbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Honestly, you might just drop this for 2 and pass. And then you can go like Hydroelectric Specimen. You're targeting this now. Okay. That's a very good card. +1/+0 can't be blocked. 1, 2, 3. Gets +1/+1 for each land we control, of which we control 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swing for 9. Resculpt your thing. It has vigilance. And then this turn you can just pump Cherix, right? 1, 2, 3. Cherix gets +6/+6, 15. We hit for 9 last turn. That would be lethal. Put Reliquary Tower in. Great idea. If there's one thing I've been having trouble with this entire game, it's discarding to hand size. I agree. Okay, I don't like the Quartermaster that much. We just don't have a lot of equipment we particularly care about. Maybe just add like another land of some sort. Utility land. Type land. Oh. Honestly, just type land. I don't know what utility land I want to run. Maybe just Scavenger Grounds. I mean, Talon Gates would be preferable, but we don't have the budget for it. Access Tunnel? That's a good call. I like Access Tunnel. Great news. This creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. Okay, this hand's incredible. Draw. Island. Next turn. Island. 1, 2. Everflowing Chalice. Next turn. Ipnu Rivulet. Honestly, I would jam Cherix if I had an inversion right now. But since we don't, I would rather just Brain Surge. Draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we put 2 on top. Island. Island. Next turn. Dink. Urza's Cave. 1, 2, 3. Dink. Type land. Could get Arid Archway and bounce our Ipnu. And then that lets us surveil 1. Graveyard Metallic Rebuke. And then next turn. Dink. Ipnu. 1, 2. Cap Shield. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cherix. Day's Interaction. Next turn. Island. Like, we're still just not finding what we need consistently, which makes me a little upset. So maybe since we're not finding what we need with consistency, we can come up with a kind of a backup plan. I'm just trying to think what that backup plan would look like. Crab backup plan. I don't think we're doing that. So we do sort of have an artifact theme. Guys, hear me out. What if we like Dark Depths merit laged people? What if we Dark Depths people, and then that works with Starwinder? That works with like our equipment that gives unblockable. Works with our Urza's Cave and stuff that we're already running. Okay, hang on, wait. Dark Depths isn't a real land. So we actually have 37 lands right now. So add one. And then we have 38 because of Expedition Map. And then we have one more because of Lorien. We just got Dig. Dig's great. We gotta enter the Enigma. Has Dark Depths always been a $2 card? I don't think so. Type land ID equals blue. I want to see what the blue version of this card does. Type land ID equals blue. O enters do something. So like there's this cycle of lands from Zendikar that do something when they enter. When this. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put them back in any order. Target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That's a cool thing to tutor for. When this land enters, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Sure. And then maybe you run land, hand, battlefield. Horizon of Progress is what I'm thinking of, which is only $3. Poo-poo UFO. Walking Atlas is so fine. But these are all 2-mana ramp spells, which are also good with your 4-mana commander and Glut of 4 drops. Okay, okay. They're starting to become a vision here, which is what I appreciate. These all work well with Dark Depths, but they also work good with your 4-mana commander. All right, let's cut the dragon. Sadly, I do think it is too slow. Mirror Shield Crab, we added other interaction. I think we need Ponder Preordain less rather, because we like cut the dragon that cares about spamming spells. Maybe we can leave Skateboard at the door, just keep the Lava Spur. Or maybe Skateboard's better than Lava Spur since it taps something when it enters. I could see that being true. And like short out. Draw. Alright. I'd keep this. Would I keep this? It's okay. We don't have a lot of advantage. I'd keep this. Ponder Island. This is a shuffle. We're in trouble. I mean, it's a land drop. Oh, fuck off. That's so funny. Punished for my biblical greed. I don't think it's that greedy to keep Island Ponder, especially in a 42 land deck. Keep in mind, one of these lands is fake, but... And plus we have like Expedition Map, we have Lorien revealed. That is just mathematically improbable what happened. Okay, honestly, I'm going to cut the one land that taps something, or keep something tapped. It's cute, but it's not that good. This is keepable. Okay, great. Island, Expedition Map. Next turn. Arid Archway. Bounce Island back to hand. Next turn. Island. 1-2. Walking Atlas. Hold up Brainstorm. Brainstorm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Next turn. Island is land for turn. Pass. Tap. Tap. Sack Expedition Map. Get Dark Depths. Actually, I don't know if we do. Get Horizon of Progress, right? Or Riptide Lab? Maybe Access Tunnel. Let's get Access Tunnel. Okay, we have Access Tunnel. We put into play. And you go long-term plans. Third from the top. And we get not Inversion Behemoth. Maybe Inversion Behemoth? Sure, we can do Inversion Behemoth. Okay. Next turn. There's Mystic Sanctuary. We drop Island as land for turn. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So think Cherix. Island. And then you pass. I guess you... I don't want to equip Aether Tunnel until it's time. So yeah, I think you just pass. Maybe put Mystic Sanctuary onto the battlefield and then not put long-term plans on top. Next turn, there's Poo-Poo UFO. Oh, long-term plans is so slow. Like, ta-da, surprise, here's our telegraph play. We're only hitting you for 18. See, I guess Merchant Scrolling was better there. That felt so slow. I mean, I guess that's why we have Brainstorm. I think the deck does need it. Okay. I would keep this. Draw. Teleria West tapped. Next turn. Island. Well, now I wish I had Thespian Stage. I'm going to step through. For Trinket Mage. Okay, I know I did say 3 tutors in a row was too much, but all I'm saying is this is working right now. +8/+0 in Vigilance, and I get to tap down like an annoying flyer. Here you go, explode. And then now you play Protect the Queen with Merit Layers. So like if you don't draw the inversion half of your plan, you Merit Layers them. If you draw the inversion half of your plan, you'll invert them. And that's the plan. Okay, I think this is good now. We got there. And plus, Cherks is from the Dark Depths, if you kind of think about it. So he's not really, but well, Marilage is not a giant sea monster. She's a giant ice monster. But anyway, I'm glad I could deliver a deck that is funny and is still in budget and everything. But yeah, overall, this deck's kind of cool. I love a blue lands kind of package like that. Thank you so much, Ethan. Okay, Rice Quinn has to go next. You're Wisteria, right? Am I silly? Because you're not John, and you're not Bob, and you're not Erlaz, and I don't think you're Matt. But I'm pretty sure Wisteria is a different person, right? Am I crazy? What deck did you send in, Rice Quinn? No, Strange. Did I buy it for the 23rd? Maybe. Did you accidentally get a Sunday deck review instead? Just double check your order really quickly for me. If it's Sunday, we'll have a good laugh and we'll, I have Zelix. I have Rice Quinn Tuesday deck review. I guess I just didn't open this. Weird. My fault. I missed this one. Haha. I need a link to your deck. I did not receive one. Yeah, not Miku. Okay, I accidentally opened one from last week's Tuesday. That's what happened. Okay, great. Problem solved. All right, present, Rice Quinn. I've tried to make Zelix work a lot since we started playing Magic, but I got too sidetracked by Bracket 2 stuff. I recently discovered Undercity Informer and wanted to see if I could make a win con out of it, so Zelix seemed like a perfect fit. Goal is to basically use all the busted, boring Aristocrat engine pieces to make a recently Bracket 3 mill deck. Mill does have to be the win con, or Sir Conrad Pings is fine. Everything goes proxy. Okay, yeah, proxy's fine. The deck actually performs decently in playtest, not yet printed. I'm humming and hawing over here over what to add Alter the Brood. I don't think you should add Alter the Brood. My personal opinion is that Zelix Alter the Brood is just a little boring. It's kind of just like a deterministic loop, but it's really annoying to resolve. And it's like, just, if you're playing mill, it's because you either want a combo, in which case play Brewback, go have fun, or you want to do incremental mill. And I think Alter the Brood is kind of betraying that, where it's kind of like a combo, but it's kind of fair, and it's just like, this isn't the vibe. Okay. So Zelix Scion. So, goal is to use all the busted, boring Aristocrat pieces to resemble a bracket, to make a reasonable Bracket 3 deck. I like the Chthonian Nightmare. That's a very good call. Can I just playtest this deck? I kind of just want to see how it feels. Sack a creature, drop. This is Village Rights. Okay. I like that the first two steps of your curve are basically like just already solved for you. If you would draw a card each turn, instead look at the top two cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your graveyard and the rest back on the top of your library, then draw a card. Nice. So we just don't have anything to draw a card here. Or not, at least not easily. Or before we can play land drop. I guess you could go like Cabal Ritual, Undercity Informer, sack this and draw 2 cards. Like, that feels really bad though. How many lands are we running? Okay, 39. That's not bad. It's in fact rather good. I think we're a little confused. I don't know. That's what it feels like. Get 2 rad counters. Whenever 1 or more non-link cards are milled, you create that many 2/2 black zombie mutant creature tokens. We just already have our commander that does this, right? I just don't know if I like the aristocrats angle you have going on. I guess that's what makes the horrors good. What if I made your deck lantern control? Would you like that? So we're running the wrong altar. Not Altar the Brood. Run Altar of Dementia. Oh, we already have it. Great. What does Thought Picker say? 1, sack a creature, look at the top 2 cards of library, and then exile one of them. Trinket Mage. Field of Dreams, because he said proxies were fine. It's a $100 reserve for this card. Players play with the top card of the library revealed. Lantern of Insight. Right, so now your milling is the primary plan because it's locking people out of the game. Die, create a food token, maybe sacrifice a permanent target opponent, mills 2 cards. That's cool. Yeah, Thought Picker's cool as fuck. So I'm going to cut Black Market Connections. We're just not ramping into a 5-drop anywhere. That's where I like Black Market Connections the best, where it's like a 3-mana rock with extra utility. But we can run Grim Servant, which is another copy of Alter Dementia, right? Because you're able to tutor up a 1-drop with it. Lander at least lets me know if I'll get the horrors or not since I can see it. Yeah, that helps too. In fact, let's run a Ghoul Caller's Bell. Right, each player mills a card. Codex Shredder. Just these classic 1-mana artifacts that work really well with Lantern. So cut Village Rites. Victimize. We don't have enough creatures for Victimize, in my opinion, anyway. Dread Return. Draw a card for each permanent sacrifice this way. That's kind of cool. I like Reprocess enough, but I think there's a better card called Pillars Cards. I don't like Lich Knight's Conquest with so few creatures in our deck. Okay, we're starting to get a vision here. Each player sacks a creature. Draw a card for each creature you controlled that died this turn. That's okay. I like that enough. Deadly Cover-Up's kind of funny. It's Graveyard Hate and Removal. This is, of course, really good as well. Thank God he got rid of the Japanese card. What's wrong with the Japanese card? It was a cool printing of Village Rites. I don't know if I like Morbid Opportunist all that much. Okay. So we freed up a few slots to play around with. What does Artificer's Intuition say? Discard an artifact card from your hand. We're just not an artifact deck, but this is a very good card for a Lantern type of deck normally. You could do like Dizzy Spell shit. Dizzy Spell's not the worst. I would like 1-mana utility options, but you just don't have. You have Reanimate. That's a good 1-mana utility option. You have Hedron Crab, I guess. That's worth 4 mana in this deck. Sure, let's do Dizzy Spell. Basically, I'm not adding Dizzy Spell to a deck unless there's a 1-mana card I'm willing to pay 4 mana for. My only fear is that Lantern would end up being a slower gameplay than what I'm aiming for. It definitely is, but it's let me phrase this in the right way. It's a slower game plan, but it prioritizes what you want to have the most fun with. So if it's prioritizing what you want to have the most fun with, that being milling people incrementally, then who cares about the speed of it if it's doing the thing you want to do? Does that make sense? And it's still using the commander perfectly well because, hey, newsflash, pal. Altar of Dementia plus Zelix plus knowing a creature's on top is hilarious. That's really good. Especially for the water crystal out. Now all of your mills like a billion. Is this turbo mill already? Or if not, it's already gonna be pretty slow. Yeah, it is already pretty slow. Mesmeric Orb water crystal is pretty turbo milly, but maybe you rock Perplex. Yeah, literally, as I mentioned Perplex, someone mentions Perplex. Is Perplex good enough here? I think so. Perplex grabs Psychic Corrosion, which is pretty strong. Warren Soul Trader, which can turn horrors into mana, which means you don't care that you're spending 6 mana for it. Trinket Mage. Yeah, there's enough drops. And plus, it's just Perplex. It's a counterspell. It's pretty good. I rode 1 Muddle. Great news. You already do. We already have Mesmeric Orb in here. What if we just ran, like, actual factual Fabricate? Is that better than Dizzy Spell? It's not better. It's different. No River Churn. River Churn's a combo with Singularity Rupture. You Singularity Rupture everyone, and then you play the River Churn and just win. I think it is irresponsible not to have a Bogart Trawler. You already have Bajuka Bog. That's great. Bogart Trawler should also be in. Oh, since we're doing a 1-mana artifact thing, maybe... Oh, no, we do have a Bogart Trawler. My fault. I did not see it. But we should have probably like a Soul Guide Lantern in the 1-mana artifact package. Oh my gosh, I'm just adding cards that are already here. I guess I just can't read. I'm blind. I'm so sorry. What's our curve look like? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's better to have River Churn or Singularity Rupture. So Singularity Rupture is awesome. River Churn... I think it's River Churn. And I think the reason why it's River Churn is because it works so well with Lantern of Insight. Right? Because you can just pay 1 and you can Lantern multiple people at once instead of like Codex Shredder where you can only mill 1 person, but you get to control it. Or Ghoul Killer's Bell where you want a card really badly, but they have a card you can't win through. And so you need to mill it. And then you mill yourself, right? But here, you're able to go mill, keep your shit. It could also be a win con in theory. Yeah, it could be. And the fact you can muddle the mixture for it is pretty nice. Ups the artifact count, makes it a lot more likely that you're able to run. In fact, let's just kind of move off the Aristocrats angle and more onto an artifact angle, I think. The horror stuff is cute, but you can keep the Grell. The Grell's just kind of cool. I think with a commander that makes tokens, we just don't really have to, especially with Lantern of Insight, we just don't have to worry about making tokens ourselves. I still like Warren Soul Trader here. Oh, it's so cool that you go sack Undercity Informer, target a player with a creature on top of their library, Chthonian Nightmare, bring back the Undercity Informer. That's fucking awesome. And then you have the commander making tokens, so... We can go Mox Opal or Urza Saga. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm just going to focus on Artificer's Intuition, though. Memory Erosion's fine. I like Sacred Corrosion a little more. Let's get a Seed of the Synod and Vault of Whispers in here. Because these are things that can be discarded to the Artificer's Intuition to search for the Lantern pieces. So... I just Vault, and then Seat of the Synod. Despite disregarding budget, this deck is actually pretty cheap for what it's doing. Okay, I don't like most of the rest of these cards in the considering. Maybe Douthie. Douthie would be pretty decent. In fact, Douthie's insane. Yeah, we're going to put Douthie in. Yeah, Mill's one or more creature cards. Like, we don't care if it goes into the graveyard or not. Yep, Douthie it is. Douthie Voidwalker. With Reanimator, do we want to do like a Valgavoth thing? If we want to give a little speed back to you? Just like, okay, it's Lantern control, but also when I mill a really good card, I get to cast it. And then you have the Reanimate already. There's so many Douthies. Okay, I need you to understand that when I say Douthie, I mean one Douthie, and we all know what the one Douthie I'm talking about is. But anyway, Valgavoth. Valgavoth Reanimator. We're already running Grim Servant. Which means Entomb is kind of live. Wait, chat! Oh my god, I get to use tech I never been used. This is the perfect deck. Okay, so we have Entomb. We have Reanimate. We have Grim Servant to get either or. We have Valgavoth. Get ready. Vengeful Pharaoh. This is not a card I recommend lightly. Vengeful Pharaoh. 5 mana, 5/4 Death Touch. That doesn't matter. Whenever combat damage is dealt to you or a planeswalker you control, destroy target attacking creature, then put Vengeful Pharaoh on top. So okay, putting this in a deck with Entomb is already just kind of cute because you're able to Entomb it into your graveyard and then kill an attacking creature. But in Lantern control, you are then able to mill it over with Ghoulcaller's Bell or Codex Shredder and put it back into your graveyard to use it again. Or like you can like river churn it over. Plus it's Exelix trigger whenever a player mills. So listen, all I'm saying is, I know the technology, you're not getting that anywhere else. No offense, Khan. Tricky Mage ain't giving you that. Oh, exactly. I just saying, not to toot my own horn too hard. I'm kidding. No, toot my horn all I want. Fucking awesome. Okay, anyway. Let's talk about Shadow of the Second Sun. Shadow of the Second Sun is 6 mana. Beginning of Enchanted player's post-combat main phase. There's an additional beginning phase. So what this lets you do is tap all your artifacts and stuff, and then you untap, you get to hold up counter magic, also retap all your artifacts, right? This gives all of your artifacts that mill, gives Zelix that mills, gives your lands that mill, 2 uses a turn cycle. Very strong. I am a fan of that concept. I would like to make the Reanimate plan a little bit more consistent. So Welcome the Coveted Dead or whatever it's called is out. Oh, plus this Valgavoth works really well with Breach. God, this Tragic Slip's so beautiful. Scott Fisher's such a fucking talented artist. Drown in the Lock. Yep, makes sense. Okay, I don't like Plum as much. I like that you can turn multiple guys into... Okay, and it cycles. Yeah, we can run Plum the Forbidden, my fault. I like this more than the Reprocess you were running. Drown in Dreams. Oh, wait, we have an accidental kind of combo here with Sir Conrad Mindcrank. My opinion is if you're not running Alter the Brood with Zelix, you shouldn't be running Mindcrank Conrad. I think this is too similar. Very similar kind of wombo. So I just kind of want a way to like shut off commanders. Specifically Advantage commanders. So maybe because it's an artifact, you Disruptor Flute. Because that's one of the main issues with Lantern control is in Commander, is that your opponents always have one card that they want to cast, and sometimes that one card creates card advantage out of thin air, which is how you beat Lantern, is by making more card advantage than they can mill, or by killing them with creatures. But either or, Disruptor Flute, name the commander that draws cards. Oubliette. Oubliette would be a good answer as well. And then I think just one more reanimation kind of card. I think I'm going to go with just Animate Dead. Or I guess, no, Animate Dead's correct. Because Animate Dead is a card So we have a deceptive number of reanimates in this deck. We only have Animate Dead and Reanimate, but Dizzy Spell is Zombify because you pay 4 mana total because you get Reanimate. This is Phyrexian Delver because you pay 5 mana to get Reanimate. And then you have another 5 mana Reanimate in the form of Muddle the Mixture for Animate Dead. All this can get Valgavoth. Valgavoth is a 1-card win condition. All right, let's play test this. This hand's insane. Drop. Swamp. Codex Shredder. Next turn. Ancient Tomb. Sign of Halaster. We don't have blue mana, I just realized. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2. Ripples of Undeath. Next turn. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's a tomb. I'll pay 1 mana to get Tomb. Black and Tomb. This is where Necromancy would have been better, because then we could Perplex for it. So you always Entomb Valgavoth here. Might as well mill a card. Okay, there's Animated. Ah, and you guys were doubting me. Shame. First shame. Gold Caller's Bell. Everyone mills a card. You mill a card. We free cast one of the spells. Ah, it's just so easy. So easy being me. So anyway, welcome to hell, opponents. So yeah, here we have the Mill Rocks working with Valgavoth. That's a very good synergy. Is Calling the Weak worth it? I don't think so. Whenever play sacrifice support. I've never thought about Valgavoth and Lantern Control before, but it does slap. Yeah, anytime you're putting card in opponent graveyard, Valgavoth is going to be a good plan for that deck. Okay. One more addition. We could do like Wizened Snitches. That's the 4-mana fairy that says each player plays with the top card of their library revealed. You could do something quirky like Xanathar, which allows you to play cards off the top of opponents' libraries, and then if you hit like a dud, you can lantern, like some of the lantern pieces, mill it over, and then keep casting spells. This is better as just like its own deck though, where you like ramp, and then you do that. This deck isn't really ramping. So maybe for that reason, you just keep it simple, stupid, run like Scrib Nibblers. Don't sleep on the Scrib Nibblers, chat. The Scrib Nibblers are cracked. Tap, exile the top card of your library, play a land. I have it again for like instant speed shit. What the fuck is that card? Guys, you've never seen Scrib Nibblers before? You guys are fake Magic players. Also, I do want to swap Feed the Storm for Withering Torment. Withering Torment is a lot of mana. But please hear me out here. We did just add Shadow of the Second Sun, which makes instant speed plays a lot better. So I like the instant speed nature of Withering Torment a lot more. Your knowledge is fascinating. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Also, we need to cut Maddening Cacophony. Maddening Cacophony, Muddle plus River Churn. This is a combo. You don't need Muddle, but Muddle finds either piece, and then you just River Churn everyone, and then they die. So we can actually run that. Because that's not the point of the deck. I want to run more artifacts. What's a good utility artifact that we could be running here? We could do like Ensnaring Bridge. Right, just don't attack me. Keep your creatures away while I manipulate your library, make it so you can't win. Seems pretty good to me. This is keepable. Dope. All the Mesmeric Orb enjoyers in my chat are about to rejoice. Anyway, here's Ghoul Caller's Bell. I think I would basically always cast Mesmeric Orb and mill myself here. 1, 2, 3. Next turn. 1, 2. I wouldn't cast Trinket Mage here. I'd probably cast Zelix. So anyway, Milieu, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Undercity Informer is a creature card, which means we'll get a horror, and we'll probably get like 1 or 2 other horrors. I'm gonna say 2 because it is a lot of mill for Mesmeric Orb. Isn't Zelix like a $30 card or something stupid? Anyway, I already milled. Think, sink into stupid. 1, 2, 3. Trinket Mage. I guess you Cabal Ritual, huh? Because we do have 7 or more cards in our graveyard, so you actually Cabal Ritual first. And that makes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2 plus blue is Trinket Mage. You get Lantern. And then you tap one of these blacks for Lantern. And you go one of the blue-black River Churn Monument. And then you just float this black into the void. So now you have 2 mills for each opponent, and everyone plays with the top revealed. So, like, this is turn 4. And you're like, people are in hell. What the fuck? Why is Zelix so expensive? Zelix is probably the best mill commander ever printed. I don't know why he'd be printed. He's only printed in 1 precon, and he's the best mill commander. But maybe besides Phoenix. Phoenix is a close second. So you can kind of do the math there. It's like, if he's the best in his category, or at least second, like top 2. Does this deck beat Karlach? Yes, because horrors. Here's all my chump blockers. I make 50 a turn. Good luck. We also have Ensnaring Bridge. Do you still play Hearthstone, or is it in the past now that you're involved with Magic? So, Hearthstone, I've not booted up for like 2 years, I think. I think since I've started Magic, I've not booted up Hearthstone. Sometimes I'll still watch like a Dane video or something. But like climbing to Legend every month, that's like way in the past. That's like not 5 years ago. Maybe like 3-4 years ago now. Just like, I don't really play Hearthstone much anymore. I'm still very fluent in Hearthstone. I could look at a Hearthstone card and tell you if it's like playable or not, but Hearthstone sucks now anyway. I've seen some like cool cards here and there from Hearthstone, but generally, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just don't like a lot of the decks that are always kicking around. Anyway, I struggle to see how you like have a bad game from this position. You have Zelix Mill, which I guess you should have popped right away with that floating mana. But then you have 1 River Churn Monument and 1 Ghoul Color's Bell Ring. Yeah, that's how I would describe Hearthstone. Hearthstone is a game with a ton of individually great designs, but then as a whole game, it kind of falls flat. But anyway, yeah, this is a very convincing playtest. And we can hopefully just do that every game. Dink. I've once again kept a black-only hand, which is leading me to believe that maybe our mana sucks. Okay, our mana sucks a little bit. We can maybe do without a couple of these swamps and get up a couple good cards here. ID equals 2, type land, sort MV, or sort USD. Yeah, like Morphic, if we're proxying everything, Morphic Bull should just be in. Shrimpbreak March. If it entered this turn, yeah, sure. Yep, everything goes. Sure. Welcome Hidden Lair. Sunken Ruins. Dark Slick Shores. Underground River. Tainted Isle, I'm not a big fan of. Waterlogged Teachings, I'm a huge fan of, though. Wait, Waterlogged Teachings can get Entomb. It can get Dizzy Spell for Reanimate. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Waterlogged Teachings should have been in this deck. It can also get fucking Disruptor Flute. Hell yes. Is Dizzy Spell the funny card of the day? I maybe. This is 2 decks in a row that has had Dizzy Spell in it, which I've not had happen before. Dustmantle House of Shadow is pretty nice too in this deck, especially with Shadow of the Second Sun kicking around. It's just kind of a free roll. Okay. Cut an island, cut a swamp. Cut an island, cut a swamp. And then maybe you cut another swamp for Lorien. Because Lorien's a shuffled at the end of the day. Lorien is a very good card because it shuffles your library, and that's very good with Lantern of Insight. You might also want to consider Ash Barrens, but maybe you just do like Fabled Passage. But anyway, I actually kind of like these rituals now. Or like the rituals you're running right now anyway, because they actually work really well with Ensnaring Bridge because they get your hand empty faster. Transmute just kind of cracked. Yeah, I agree. I like Transmute. It makes you think about your deck a lot. Okay. This is super keepable, I think. Yeah, just because we have Skull Clamp. Dude, they did not need to give the ability to Zelix to, like, tap target player mills 3 cards. This card would have been broken anyway. By the way, I basically always kill Zelix on sight. Whoa! Artificer's Intuition. That has completely changed the game plan. Discard Skull Clamp. Get Lantern. Swamp. 1, 2, 3. Here's Zelix. We have Malakir Rebirth to protect it. Now Zelix isn't summoning sick. Bad news, opponents. Here's Lantern of Insight, plus Zelix is held up. Okay, I guess I would have milled Scribnibblers. Dink, dink, dink. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. And then you can Lantern someone, get a horror. Anyway, next turn, we look at the top 2. Graveyard Sunken Ruins, put Snarling Gorehound in hand. Black Swamp, Dink. Play with top card revealed. And then you go 1, 2, 3, Ensnaring Bridge. You can't attack me no more. Boop, boop. You can mill 3 cards and then make another horror. It gets to destroy 1, put it on top. Next turn, Island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lorien revealed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Mesmeric Orb. I mean, I'm having a blast. I think I would prefer to get more artifacts in the deck just to make Artificer's Intuition a bit more reliable. Do you think there's any more value I can eke out of Chthonian Nightmare? So Chthonian Nightmare's already just busted with your commander, right? Because it's just a permanent protection spell. I think we're going to cut Consuming Aberration. Each opponent or target player. So we're going to cut the target player crab. Maybe Thought Picker can go. Although it's paying 1. It's not that bad. What is this deck doing, though? So you've not experienced Lantern Control, and that's fine. You're just going to be confused. I literally don't know if I have the vocabulary to explain it to someone who's never seen what Lantern Control does before. It's very annoying, is the answer. Oh, you also have Scavenger's Talent to get more value out of Chthonian. And I also like Bogart Trawler. Bogart Trawler gets value out of Chthonian Nightmare very well. I'm going to cut Braids. I'm trying to think what a Chthonian Nightmare kind of plan would look like in this deck that was like really cool. Because right now I think Chthonian's enough. He's calling you dumb for I'm not calling you dumb. Don't say that to someone. That's very mean, Simi. Anyway, let's run more artifacts. I guess you do Pixis. Pixis isn't that good, though. Raid from who? Oh, it's from Maldhound. Hello, everyone. We're looking at a Lantern Control mill deck. Well, I turned it into Lantern Control. This is Zelix Sanity Flare. Hi, I'm 33 Elk, by the way. I do videos with Maldhound sometimes. If you've watched Mald, you probably know who I am. But this is a deck built around Codex Shredder and stuff. We had a lot of fun revelations that I wish I could beam into your head. Mostly concerning the card Vengeful Pharaoh, which we put in because we have Entomb, Reanimate, and stuff for Valgavoth. And then Vengeful Pharaoh can be milled over by your mill cards. Anyway, type artifact O mill O tap is what we're looking for right now. Just any artifacts that mill a card on a tap. It's not that bad, but it's a little bad. The Warring Triad. Is that target player mills a card or do you mill a card? Because I'm really not interested in it if it says you mill a card. Because we're also just not ramping, right? We have our curve ends at kind of at 3. I know we have Valgavoth up here. I swear we're not casting Vengeful Pharaoh, we're not casting Valgavoth, and we're not casting Sir Conrad unless it's turn 12 anyway. So like we don't need ramp. Holy soundtrack. Yeah, I know. Isn't Gordy Greep fucking awesome? I love Black Midi. I love Gordy. The Greep. You can target. All right. You can target. You are a liar! Tap mill A card. We can't target people with the mill, you liar. Rah! Vandra's Gargoyle would work kind of well. Each player mill tap. Each player mills a card. It's 3 mana though. That kind of competes with the commander's mana value, which I don't really like. I guess it is Vantress Gargoyle. It's played on turn 2. All right. So we have Shadow. Do we ever want to run Court of Vantress? I guess so. Court of Vantress also just becomes a copy of like one of our mill artifacts, which is kind of nice. And then I would like one more artifact. Hey, this is an artifact too. I would like one more artifact to kind of round this around. Because also, by the way, Court of Vantress, Shadow the Second Sun is kind of a wombo. Where Shadow the Second Sun, beginning of upkeep, copies an enchantment you control or an artifact. Or vice versa. You get an upkeep on your end step. Court of Vantress says, aha, upkeep, copy Shadow the Second Sun. You now have 2 Shadow the Second Suns. Next turn, you get 4. You probably stop there. Let's be real. You don't need 4 beginning steps at the end of every turn. You're going to deck yourself. Will you proxy this deck? This is not my deck. This is deck reviews, everyone. Hi. If you don't know, we do deck reviews around here. A lot like Maldhound. You can get a free deck review if you stay watching. Very good thing to note there. It's 45,000 channel points. It's its own separate stream. 45K sounds like a lot, but we have people who've gotten 3 or 4 free deck reviews from me already. But if you want to get it earlier than that, the best way to support the channel as well, get a deck review from the coffee. We typically sell out every week on the coffee. There's 6 slots every stream. There's 2 streams a week on Monday and Tuesday, although we're probably going to end up streaming a little bit more to make up for those free deck reviews that are owed. So yeah, we're probably going to have bonus stream days and stuff. Why no VTuber? Am I ugly? Should I put the VTuber back on? I'm barely here and I have 12K. Exactly. It's super easy to get a deck review. Just watch the stream, guys. Have it on in the background, chill, just, you know. And then you get your deck review. That's a lot of fun. And then you might support the channel along the way. Yay. That makes me smile. Anyway. Yeah, VTubers for edited content. Whenever I'm doing a YouTube video or whatever. Okay, I'd prefer if we don't say the word flesh tuber. That's a terrifying word. Okay. So, we have 1 slot to play with. There's a recommendation for Executioner's Capsule, which is not a bad artifact. Type artifact. O tag stacks. O tag tax. Dog, do you run Welding Jar? Like, I don't know. We have... Okay, here's my thought. We have Welding Jar. And the reason is because it's easy to play. 0 mana, just jam it. That's good for Ensnaring Bridge. We want our hand kind of empty. Ensnaring Bridge can now also get got by Perplex. Okay, I think it's a good idea. Lodarasat. Hey, Queer, what's good? What's good is milling our opponents with Lantern Control. This hand's capable. It's not the best hand in the world, but it's fine. Does he start on Otawara? Morphic Pool. Aw, dude, who's ready to get their scribs nibbled? I'll collect the Phyrexian Tower. Play Shipwreck Marsh. Should probably just cycle Plum here. Welding Jar. Okay. So that's a 1 mana discount on Emery. Oh, whoops, we mill 3. Mesmeric Orb. Who can pass that up? Okay, here's Commander. Okay, we did not mill a creature, and we milled 3 lands. We don't really care then. Let's get Polluty Duty up here. 1/2 Mesmeric Orb because it's broken. Let's just fetch Shock. I think we have Underground Sea. Because proxies, lol. 1, 2, 3 Scrib Nibblies. Okay, and let's face it, we're gonna get it like a creature or 2 every turn here. Broken fucking Commander. And here's the great news about Zelix. Okay, because so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna have 5 things untapped. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh wait. We would draw Consult and then mill these 3. And then we could pay 1, which we will do by sacking a Horror. We float a black. We get Dizzy, we get Dizzy Spell. And let's say Zelix blew up and died, because that's what I would do every game. Chthonian Nightmare, sack a Horror. Here's Zelix. Like, insane, right? Okay, Hidden Lair, 1, 2, 3. Dizzy Spell for Lantern. Play Lantern. Pass. Make more Horrors. Chthonian goes back to your hand now. If I sacked it, that was by accident. I'm just playing kind of fast. Okay, Scrib Nibblers. Oh my gosh, look, Lantern of Insight's in trouble. Goodbye, Welding Jar. Is Scheming Symmetry funny enough here? Ooh, you do make a good point. Yeah, Scheming Symmetry would be very strong. Yeah, let's start scheming. I like that idea quite a bit. Yeah, Scheming Symmetry is just fucking hilarious, right? Oh, look, it's both tutor, and then we just Lantern over whatever they tutor. Okay. Scheming is the perfect commander card. I know, and I like that you can kind of break it, too. Oh, do you do Wishclaw Talisman? That is kind of cute. It's kind of funny. Especially if you have, like, Artifact on tappers. Probably not, though. Which class to hand, though? Yeah, I know. I know what the card does, don't worry. I mean, the objective correct cut, by the way, chat, is like Psionic Ritual or Grell Philosopher, but they're so funny, I'm not going to cut them. Maybe Tragic Slip has gotten slightly worse. Are you done for the day, or you got time for one more? Dealer, just read the description of the YouTube stream. It'll give you all the information you need about how to get a deck review here. Because it's not like a buy now and then you get it the same stream system. You buy for a future stream that's going to happen. Oh, shit. By the way, chat, I got new earrings today. Ooh. I was searching everywhere for fucking earrings with, like, dangly star charms on them, and I finally found some. But anyway, now I can see them because I wear fucking headphones while I stream. But for this being a sleepy stream, you're very energetic today. I know. I still have the title of the YouTube stream, me being sleepy deck builder ever, right? Something like that. But no, I'm in fact very high energy today. All right, so let's recap what we did here. We added, you already had Reanimate, but we added Dizzy Spell, which can get Reanimate, and it can also get Lantern. Speaking of, we added Lantern. Sirthos Shock, by the way, thank you for the tier 1. We added Waterlogged Teachings that can get, what was Waterlogged Teachings for specifically? It's for Dizzy Spell in some ways, but you can also get Scour for Scrap to get Lantern. So we just have a lot of tutor redundancy for Lantern, which is what Lantern decks need. We had Shadow Vantress, which is a good advantage engine, but Shadow also untaps all your artifacts so you can use them again. And also untaps Zelix and your lands like Defalia Drownyard that make people mill. We kind of cut back on your Aristocrats plan a little bit. Anyway, long story short, this deck gets very early Lantern locks. It can go for very early Valgavoths with like the Reanimate, Entomb lines. We added Vengeful Pharaoh, which works with Entomb, but also works with Lantern very well because someone attacks you, their creature hits you, you mill a card. Or rather, you put Vengeful Pharaoh on top and destroy their creature, and then you mill it back over with like a Ghoul Caller's Bell, which is important for Lantern. So, okay, I think I'm pretty happy about where this has landed. Also, of course, you just have the iconic play of Altar of Dementia plus Zelix, and you can see where the creatures are located in order to keep doing that forever, because you have Lantern of Insight and also Field of Dreams. Okay, great. I hope you are excited about your deck, Rice Quinn. I like some of the Lantern tech, though. I think I'm still going to try to keep some of the Aristocrat stuff. Shadow of the Second Sun is great. Okay, that makes sense. If you want to go more in on Aristocrats, what would I run? Dies, mill, target. Because I'm sure there's a creature out there that says whenever a creature you control dies, target player like exile the top card of their library or mills 3 cards. Whenever creature dies, opponent or target bingo. So yeah, I'd run like Shellhoff, Occultist. And then I'd probably just move off of artifacts a little bit. So you'd probably take out Ensnaring Bridge, Idol, and a little bit more. Like, probably take out Artificer's Intuition, swap the Vault of Whispers and stuff. And then you can go up more on those Aristocrat kind of angle cards. Honestly, a good one might be... because no, he doesn't mill. You can O-tag on Muxfield. Yeah, you can do all sorts of Scryfall search syntax in here. If you couldn't do that, I would literally be out of a job. It would be so annoying to make decks, in my opinion. So I guess you just do another sack outlet like Umbral Caller. How many tutors are needed in a hidden commander to be justified? I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say. Because the answer is there's no number. There's no number. If you're asking if there's a commander, how would you build a commander deck around a hidden commander? I would say you need to, like if you're building your deck around a non-commander card and there's only one of that non-commander card, probably like 7 or 8 is where I would probably range. I was wondering if I could loop Balustrade Spy, but I never found the pieces. Well, Chthonian Nightmare is very fucking close. Because you're able to Chthonian Nightmare. Well, you make someone mill. Lantern helps you because you can see who has creatures. And then you Chthonian Nightmare back Undercity Informer and stuff. But you want Balustrade Spy as well. So for Balustrade Spy, it's 4 mana. You could do like Archaeomancer stuff with like Saw in Half. Like you'd probably want to do Flicker stuff, like just do Thassa, right? Like just Flicker. Am I nuts? You could also do like Archaeomancer, Ghostly Flicker and stuff. Seems a bit too tangential. Not for this deck. I'm talking like if you were to build a deck around it, that's how I would do it. For this deck, looping Balustrade Spy would be a little bit more difficult. You could just include more creatures because Chthonian Nightmare does get 4-drops eventually if you just keep looping back 2-drops. Like, that's not impossible to do. You could also just run Saw in Half. Anyway, like I said, deck's done, though. I'm glad it gave you some ideas. Is there a Traumatize that only hits me? I feel like the deck could do well there. Well, there's a Traumatize that only hits you. It's called Traumatize. You're a target player. But regardless, thank you, Rice Quinn. Moving on. Do we have John? Do we have Bob? Do we have Matt? Oh my god, it's the attack of the guys with default white guy names. And Airlaz is the last one, breaking the cycle. John, that's me? Okay, great. Spelled correctly, by the way. Jon, no H. No offense to Maldhound. But, okay, this is terrifying me. Yeah, we have a friend in the playgroup named John who says some insane shit. By the way, John is the most normal guy ever. And then he'll just whip shit out that just like blows your mind. Let me pull up some examples really quick. One of the first John classics I've ever heard was They Came in the Pipes, which is this card. Oh, Airlast, we can just do you after this next one. But anyway, They Came in the Pipes. That's John. John will say some fucking insane shit like that. And then he'll say things like, dude, if your name is John with an H, you're a fucking pervert, man. You're a freak. You're not right if you have an H in your name. Every John with an H is evil. Classic John? See, no. It's classic Jon, chat. No H. That's my John. Anyway, John's funny as fuck. That guy's a genius. He's also married at 23 and owns a house. I don't know how he did that. Well, he programs thermostats for a living. Funniest job, second funniest job I've ever heard, by the way. Programming thermostats for a living. The funniest job I've ever heard is dog shampoo factory worker. That one was forever my favorite in the friend group. Although the dog shampoo factory closed. My heart breaks. Poor Caleb. Anyway, we have a commander deck to review, I guess. So 34 lands is a little low for my taste. 125 cards. Golly gee willikers. You're lucky I'm high energy today. Because I'm pretty sure the coffee says max 15. Yeah, I can cut or add up to 15 cards from incomplete decks. Yeah, so 125, you're pushing it, pal. But we'll let it slide today. Today I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling high energy. Let's read the blurb. Hi, John. I could say a lot more and we'll elaborate more later, but basically the game plan is a Graveyard Spellslinger Storm mixed with politics, mixed in primary win condition being burn. No Magecraft! The double fork infinite is boring. Okay, that's totally fair. Basically handing your opponent to the machine gun. aka freaking awesome. Other than that, no restrictions, no budget restrictions. I don't want spell burn creatures or cost reducers greater than 3 mana and preferably 2 mana, and also no burn spells that can deal 4 damage because your opponents can't backstab you by killing Parness with them. Okay. Basically, the deck needs some annoyingly subtle fine-tuning. Okay, hold up. Give me 30 seconds. Like I said, don't worry about it, man. I already duplicated the deck. We can work with this. Okay. Let's just start with guts. Whenever a creature attacks you, its controller loses 1 life. I don't really like these cards. Because, hey, okay, you have Revenge of the Ravens. You have the other one that makes me lose a life. You have Merchase's Decree, which makes me... So I'm going to lose 3 life when I attack you. Okay. Here's the rub. What if I just don't attack you? What if I kill you with Grey Merchant of Asphodel plus Bloodletter plus Veto plus whatever? Right? What if I drain you? You're dead. Okay, fine. That's just one game plan. What if I Voltron you? You know what? I will lose 3 life. How about you take 14 points of double strike and commander damage, and I'll gain that much life because it has lifelink. Right? I don't care again. Oh, number 3, what if I just fucking, like, I don't know, remove the enchantment in any green deck? Okay, I made a wide board with Farrakha. I have my overrun online. Okay, great. Terra Sunder. Okay, now none of my creatures hurt me when I attack you. Kill you. There's just so many of these cards that I just do not like the Staxy Pillow Fort cards that are like, if you hit me, you lose some life. You lose like 1 or 2 life. That's not worth 4 mana. I just don't really like it that much. It stops like Sapperling players in like bracket 2. Right? That's where it's like, let's go. If you're only playing against Celestia tokens and they don't run Aura Shards, then run these cards. For generic like random play groups, I'm not a big fan of it. Okay, to a lesser extent now, one step down. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I'm going to hear you out, John. I'm listening. It stops the tokens. Yes, that's what I just said. That's what I said. And removal stops the Voltron. Okay, removal stops the Voltron, but what is the 4-drop do-nothing enchantment doing in that matchup? And? I'm waiting. Ellipses. And? I love Parker Luck Protection Rocket. By the way, these 4-drop enchantments just aren't really good for setting up the top of your library. Like, I'd want to lean more into, like, burning out opponents and stuff. Removing the enchantment and taking life so you don't have to take life is kind of redundant. So it won't get removed. All I'm saying is that in that removal scenario, it's not stopping your opponents from playing Magic the Gathering. These cards don't stop your opponents from playing Magic. It stops a Selesnya token player with no removal from playing Magic. That's what these stop. Which is why I'm just, like, really not in on, like, propaganda. I'm not really in on these drain effects. Can run Damnation instead? A little bit. It's just like we don't want to blow up our own board. But like you could run Mizium Mortars and stuff. That does answer tokens and it's 6 mana. And then it's also an early game removal spell. But it does 4 damage, so you can't really run it because you don't want to run 4 mana burn spells with Parness, which is fair. I'm a little iffy on Dark Blast. It mills stuff into Graveyard. What are we doing with that though? Like, I don't know. I prefer that in decks with like a ton of Faithless Looting stuff, which I do not believe we have. Okay, we have some amount of discard than draw. Maybe Dark Blast is fine. Dark Blast is fine. Okay, we have Will the Jeskai. Personally, one of my favorite things to run in Storm, you're not running. We'll probably get to that after we get done with cuts. Whenever you cast an insert for spell, put a charge counter. Draw a card. Deals 5 damage to any target. I mean, ideally your spells just are cantripping you anyway. Dark Tutelage feels a little dangerous. I don't know if I would ever run Dark Tutelage in a deck that also has Parker Luck. Does that make sense? Like, Parker Luck's like, have big mana values and kill your opponents, and then Dark Tutelages have small mana values, tempo out your opponents. Right? These are different cards. Like, Dark Confidant and Keen Duelist are not the same card. And they probably shouldn't be in the same deck together. Right? Because Dark Confidant wants you to run a cheap deck. Keen Duelist wants you to have an expensive deck. Which is it? Which is it? Also, I'm cutting for X in Arena because I'm Elk. So what are we doing exactly? Are we big? Or are we small? It looks like we're very small. If anything, I don't know why we have the Keen Duelists and stuff. Because I want to run 9 drops with Cemetery Tampering, with Protection Racket, with Parker Luck, with all these cards, right? I want to run big bombs. Look at Cormella. Look at Cormella. This deck's average mana value is like 4 without lands. I had to Phyrexian Arena just for you. Okay, fair. But this is a big mana value deck with top deck manipulation and Brainstorm, Brain Search, and stuff. So this is big Grixis control. You are low to the ground, Spellslinger, explode you. Which makes me a lot more... It makes me want to cut a lot of these cards. Okay, Searing Spear is just like bad rate. Anything that's like 2 for 3 damage is not that good. Electric Revelation, discard a card. This is fine. Geist Blast. Okay, you can give that away. That's fun. You're running big score, Unexpected Windfall. You will control a wizard. Okay, Dustmantle Seer. is out because we've already established why that isn't that good. Why are we running Malaran and Mornsong Aria? What's happening here? What am I missing? Or are you just running these as like everyone tutor lol? Because if so, I don't know about that. Okay, I don't like Darkstar Augur either. Savitri. Creatures can't attack you. Oh, you're just running it as another one of these effects, I see. 4 mana Thoughtseize. Holy shit, you're awesome. Two for 3 is 1 for 3 with a cost reducer, so it's basically the same as Lightning Bolt. That's cute. I would rather, if we have a cost reducer, we should just be close to winning the game. Because we're a Storm deck. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Mornsong Aria and stuff. Helps burn late game. Yeah, no, that's fair. I like Lightning Bolt itself. Like, Lightning Bolt itself is in. I'm just saying there's better options, which we can get to in a moment. Wandering Archaic. Hang on, what does this say exactly? Because Parnes doesn't make them cast the spell. You may copy that spell. Okay, that's badass, because you copied their spell and then... Okay, that's actually cool. Never mind. I'm wrong about it. Wandering Archaic there. Ghostfire. Yeah, we'll get to it in a moment. Stormkill Artist. Yeah, Stormkill should probably be in. Especially since it's... Oh, but no Magecraft. Incorrect thought. Because you can go infinite with Forks with Magecraft, which is not kosher. I don't like Grim Tutor that much. Just 3 mana is so much for a tutor. Palantir, once again, we're not a big mana value deck. Struggle for Project Purity. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. You draw a card for each card drawn this way. Whenever an opponent tries to do it, yeah. Court of Cunning, Chakra Meditation. It's okay. I don't like these sorceries that do this. Haughty Jin's too expensive for a cost reducer, in my opinion. Vadric's different because he can reduce by multiple. Emberweld Captain may be out. I'm okay with going infinite with Forks if I give copies to my opponents because it's awesome. Yeah, that's fair, but also just like, eh. I just don't think you want to go infinite with Forks, right? That's just not part of the plan. I understand why you have a lot of copying, but I want the copying to be a little bit easier to do. Copy or counter. That's fun. Flare of Dupe. I think it's a little hard to sack a non-token red creature. You could always sack Parnass, I guess, but I don't know. That's a little difficult in my mind. Strange Pose. Given. Sure. Okay. So, we have 6 slots I want to play with. I want to just pass something by you really quickly, see how you like this. We have all these pingers, right? I always recommend this for Storm decks in red. Virtue of Courage. Okay. You cast an instant or sorcery spell. Your Gutter Snipe triggers, whatever. In fact, I'm going to put Gutter Snipe in. I know you don't want 3-drop explosive creatures like this, but this one is like the exception to the rule. Normally, I prefer 2-drops as well, but this is a good one. So you cast an instant or sorcery spell. It does 2 damage to each opponent. That's 6. You exile the top 6 cards of your library. You can play them this turn. Hey, look, I exiled a ritual. Right, you do it again. Oh, I exiled a ritual. You do it again. You exiled a ritual. You do it again. You exiled a ritual. You do it again. Right, and then you can storm off with Virtue of Courage. And then you do like a Will of the Jeskai, a Past in Flames from your graveyard, and you get to explode your opponents with Virtue of Courage. What's the vibe on that? Are we vibing with that? Is that a little too divorced from the copying game plan? Also, it's just a burn spell you can copy, Emberth Blaze. It's a shock that you can copy and then give that away with Parnass. Oh, shoot. Okay, great. I got you. Hook, line, and sinker, pal. That's kind of sick. Okay, great. O-Tag, Ritual. I'm just curious if we're running all the rituals that we should be. We're looking pretty good. I would like you to run Desperate Ritual. Dark Ritual is also pretty fucking good. That's perfect, thank you. Mwah. Love to hear it. Because I do love that combo quite a bit. Combo. You know what I mean. Non-deterministic Storm Enabler. Typically you do want more rituals for that though, and so I just gave you a couple more rituals there. Probably Prismari Command's pretty cool, but I think I'm gonna take it out here. I don't think we have to rush this combo either, just because this deck is slow and controlling. Hang on. I guess Prismari Command lets you cast the commander kind of early, which I do like. Okay, I am cutting Dark Blast now. And Insatiable Avarice is just kind of so many pips. I just saw how much Molecule Man is pre-ordering for. There's no way Molecule Man is worth anything. Dude, Magic the Gathering players suck at this fucking game. Are you kidding me? $71 pre-release price. Grow up. This card sucks. This card reeks, dog. No, but see, if you have 6 mana and you have Mishra's Bauble and you brainstormed on the same turn as Molecule Man, it's like, fuck off. Grow up. Yeah, see you at bracket 2, dude. That's worth $70. This hand's unkeepable. This is keepable, though. Okay. Draw. Surveil. Graveyard. Scalding Tarn pass, and you get Undercity Sewer. Surveil 1. Unexpected Windfall. That is pretty good. Yeah, we'll keep it. Mountain. Or I guess Spire Bluff Canal. Okay, Birdie. I don't like Nightmares and Daydreams. You have a couple slow cards that just don't feel like they really lend themselves well to what Storm wants to do, which is just cast a spell, cast a spell, cast a spell, cast a spell, cast a spell. Right, so I think some of these like lower end, like this is really hard to activate, right? You cast 4 more instants or sorceries this turn, so now all of them cost 1 less. Oh no, but you're hellbent. Like, these are just cards that need a lot of support, and when you have a lot of cards that need a lot of support, the whole deck kind of falls apart. I'm going to cut a couple of these discard then draw effects. I know these cards are kind of decent, but I prefer rituals in their spot, or impulse draw in their spots, like Ren's Resolve. Did Trinket confirm that Lorehold is trash? Will he try Molecule Man? So, Trinket confirmed that Lorehold's okay, but he did take him apart. And honestly, I think my main issue with Lorehold is just that, like, he seems like a Feast or Famine kind of deck that would just not be that fun to play. Let's cut Intuition, I think. We can have 3 Game Changer. You probably just don't subscribe to brackets, which is fine, but yeah, I don't think Lorehold's trash. He's trash in terms of, like, if you put him in the command zone, I don't think you're going to have a good time most games. Which is, like, is that trash? It's arguable. He's still kill on sight, and he's also the weakest of the Strixhaven Dragons. It's like, that's a double whammy to be a trash. You know what I mean? No one's calling Kali a trash because she's bad. They're all calling her trash because everyone builds her like a Feast of Famine deck. It's just like, I don't know. Depends on the play style. It's not for me. Let's get a Lorien revealed in here. But then Impulse draw. So we have Ren's Resolve. Reckless Impulse should also come in. And then more creatures that shoot opponents. Yeah, let's get like Electrostatic Field in here. That seems okay. Okay, so copying. So as far as copying spells go, like I think like get like Ponder in here. The reason why we're putting Ponder in is because I want more cheap spells that just kind of cantrip. And the reason why I want that is Training Post. There's Adaptive Training Post. So when you're storming off every 3rd spell, you can copy it. Right? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell while this artifact has fewer than 3 charge counters on it, you put a charge counter on it. You can remove 3 to cast an instant or sorcery, or to copy the next instant or sorcery spell this turn, which is pretty dope. We already have Sunken Palace. I kind of just want one more land in your deck. Maybe just Valakut Awakening. It's a lot of money, $18. It's terrible because like this card is just so good in Storm. It's incredibly good in Storm, but it is also just 18 bucks. I don't know how you feel about that. Kitsa does it too, I think. Kitsa's like a billion mana to do that though. Okay, this hand's kind of keepable. If we find another land, we're basically, yeah, we're off to the races. Blackcleave Cliffs, next turn. Cascade Bluffs. Just tap 3 for Electro here. All right, and here we go. Pyretic Ritual, make 3 mana. And tap not like an idiot. In fact, tap not like an idiot like this. Okay, Dark Ritual, make 3 mana. Or we make 4. And then we make 5. 1, 2, 3. And then you can go 1, 2, Reckless Impulse, exile top 2. Land for turn. 1, 2, Ren's Resolve. Sorry, we should get a mana rebate off these spells that we're casting. So 1, 2, Ral Monsoon Mage. Our spells now cost 1 less. 1, 2, Jessica's Will U with like 6 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because Electro makes a mana. And then we flip a coin. So we'll do, okay, 1. Flipped heads. We're always going to name tails, by the way. Tails never fails. And then you can go black, black for, it's 7 or more cards in graveyard. So we can wait a sec on that. So let's go dink, dink, or just dink. Sazakap's Brew, discard Split Decision, draw 3 cards, or draw 2 cards rather. Get a red mana back. Tap a red mana and 1 more for Firebrand Archer. Okay, we now have 7 cards in graveyard. So we can go black, black, add 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1 red. 1, 2. Okay, put this card on the bottom of our library. Also draw a card. Oh, we should be flipping every single time we do this. I miss triggers. Here we go. We're going to flip now. Heads. Okay, that's not tails. 1, 2. Bonus round. Do we flip tails? We flipped heads. Bummer. We miss on Ral. Because if we get Ral off this turn, which we very well could have by not missing one of those triggers, you're able to kind of win when you -8 Ral. Get Ral off, you know it. I think Vadric's a little slow. We already have a lot of cost reducers. Maybe we run there's the 1 storm card that like exiles off the top and lets you play them next turn. Elemental Eruption's also a really good finisher. And this also works with Parness, right? When you cast a spell, copy it. Exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn, you play that card. So Storm will copy it a bunch of times, and then you'll get that many Parness triggers as well. And then you can give someone Impulse Draw as like a political thing. This hand's unkeepable. It's actually kind of keepable because you have Ren's Resolve. Drop. Dink, dink, dink. Next turn. Mountain. Ren's Resolve. Next turn. Temple of Malice. Scry 1. Bottom. 1, 2. Electrostatic Field. Next turn. 1 black. Demonic Tutor. Dude, get like Xander's type land. Oh, blue. I'll get Temple of Epiphany. Scry 1. Top. Right? Nah, bottom. Next turn, there's Felt to Pervade. All right, Parness. Offspring, Corsicutia Mage. Here's Goblin Electromancer. And then we have nothing card. Card that can't really get us out of this hole. Uncastable. It's too slow. Redundant. Too slow. Nothing. Because all the rest of our hand is nothing. Our entire hand is nothing. That feels pretty bad. I think you're getting too greedy with Narcissus Reversal. I don't think you can afford blue. Keep in mind, we cut 2 copy cards there, but we did add 1. I wish there's an MDFC for 3 mana that could copy a spell you control. Like a fork. Heroes Hangout. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them until the end of your next turn. You play that card. It's just kind of a red cantrip. Okay, this hand's turbo capable. Scalding Tarn. Fetch. Undercity Sewers. Surveil 1. Graveyard. It'd be like a $35 land. It wouldn't be that good. 3 mana for a fucking fork is not the strongest land ever. Especially if it enters tapped on the back. Like, grow up. Let's get Artist Talent down. Because this turn we can go Dink. Lorien Revealed for Island. Get, like, Steam Vents. Steam Vents. Ral. There's Valakut Awakening. A land that we would have missed. And then level up Artist Talent to 2. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's Commander. Get Exilic Short Sapped. 1, 2, 3. Jessica's Will. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe add like... Oh, wait. Whoops. It's not 3 mana to cast Jessica's Will. It's 1 mana. Why? How could I forget? Okay. So now you can 1, 2. Filter 2 of the red mana into mana of any color by discarding. We can also fork it. By discarding probably Kessig Flame Breather. And then you get to make treasure. And then do you have to draw and discard? You may. So we missed those, but that's fine. Okay, so you get to go draw. I should have discarded Flame Breather. I'm an idiot. That's fine. Black, Scheming Symmetry, you and I may discard a card. If I do, I draw a card. Let's discard Galvanic Relay because I think we're going to win this turn. And then view library. Type creature. Gutter Snipe. Okay. Gutter Snipe is now there. 1, 2, 3. Mana Geyser. Get like 15 red mana. Discard this and then draw a card. Here's Gutter Snipe. 1, 2, 3. Here's Gutter Snipe. Oh, we should be flipping for Ral every single time too. Oh, there's just so many triggers. Kill me. Black, Transpose, discard Lightning Strike, draw a card, flip a coin, flip tails. So we cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells this turn. So I would flip a Ral, right? Because it starts at 2. Dink. Okay, so I'm just going to -8 Ral right away. So that's the top 8 cards of my library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we just win. We can cast instants and sorceries. Yep, instants and sorcerers only. Oops, I did not mean to flip these over. So goodbye forever, Bergie, Swamp, Sunken Palace because we don't have a land drop anyway. Okay, so bonus round. All of our spells are now copied. We may discard a card if we do draw a card. Okay. Seething Song for free. We have 10 more red mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rousing Refrain. We have like another 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 because it's doubled. Preordain. Scry 2, then draw a card. Bottom, top, draw. Ponder. 1, 2, 3. Top, 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 draw. Blue. 1, 2. Adaptive Training Post. Doop, doop. Because it's one less, actually. Whenever you cast a non-creature, we can also discard Desperate Ritual, draw. Okay. So now we're going to cast Prismari Command, discard Split Decision, draw. And then this is our second counter here. Draw 2, then discard 2, add token, treasure. And then you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dink, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, no, you can't do that yet, but you can do it next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Dink, dink, Demonic Tutor for Virtue of Courage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 or 4 rather. Discard this, draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's Pinnacle Monk. Pinnacle Monk picks up big score. 1, 2, 3. Big score. 1, 2, 3, 4. Increasing Vengeance, also do this. And then discard Polluted Delta. And then you have 3 big scores that are triggering. You also exile the top 6 card of your library twice because you cast 2 spells. Anyway, long story short, you win this turn. How did that look? Did that look good to you? That look exciting and interesting and fun? I just received your sleeves from Dragon Shield. Absolutely peak design on them, by the way. Yes, big thing to note with the Dragon Shield sleeves and stuff, guys, is that by buying them, you're also supporting the artist, who is JG Draws, my usual channel artist. I can, boop, boop. Here's the link to the Dragon Shield and stuff. They look like this on the left here, if you want my Dragon Shield sleeves. Okay. But anyway, hopefully that looked pretty good to you. I love a good Storm deck, especially one with Virtue of Courage. And this one's kind of an interesting angle where you're able to Parnasse and like use your Storm triggers and copy triggers politically. I think the biggest, most interesting addition we had here was Galvanic Relay, where you are able to storm off a little bit and then replace all the cards that you stormed off with that turn. And then also donate any number of those Storm triggers as well to opponents, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it looked pretty good. It's hard to play Storm and also be political because of Storm was out of nowhere, but it's really cool. Either way, so I like the suggestions. Yeah, hopefully it treats you very well, the deck. But there's a lot of redundancy here that I kind of like. You're right in the terms of like how Parnasse is like an interesting political angle to Storm, which is kind of fun. I think people are still going to beat you up if they know what they're doing. But overall, we upped your land count as well to 36, which helps you kind of take that slower game plan as well, especially with all the card advantage. So I think it's going to end up feeling okay with 35 lands. Right, like this is a 3-lander here. So you'll be fine. I believe in you. Okay. Next up is Erlaz. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting a deck review. Erlaz, are you still here? Oh yeah. Also during my shopping today, where I got these new earrings and stuff, I also picked up a new bedside table. Whoa, this wasn't here before. So yeah. I also may have bought like 3 more plushies at IKEA. This was in the as is section of IKEA. for like $100, which is pretty good for like a nice end table with like 3-4 drawers on it, or a side table rather. I've never had a side table at my new place, so it's kind of nice just to have more storage that I can jam shit in. It helped me clear out my shelf over there and stuff. I've been cleaning out my room and stuff, so it's nice to have more storage to put shit. Beep, 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 beep. Paging Airlaz? Sorry, is Airlaz still here? Alright, it appears not. After finding out you have sleeves, I feel like I need to make a Kenrith deck. That would be pretty fucking baller. Honestly, if you're not sleeving your tokens already, buy my sleeves and start sleeving your tokens, legitimately. Okay, do we have Bob or Matt, since Airlaz isn't here? Bleh. Paging Airlaz, hello, hello. Or Bob, probably won't make it to the stream, do it without me, and I can be available for the bat hack of the stream, so we should... Oh, I am Matt, I am here. Okay, great, perfect. Exactly when I was reading your blurb. So it appears that Matt will be the last present person for the deck reviews, so we will go ahead and get jamming with this deck. We have Glirna plus Vial Smasher. Ooh, this is a fun combination. So your cat, it's Jund big shit. Because you go Vial Smasher, you go Glirna, and then you go, here's a huge monster. I draw a card, and you also take that much damage. Okay, I can see the vision here. Fun partner pair that I've not seen before. Oh, Danny Brown, I love you. I'm probably going to put on some Yves Tumor. Just listen to the album after this. Okay. There is no Jund Exile Matters commander, so I tried to make one. This deck was previously Vial Smasher plus Iceor, but I wanted Prosper and Faldorm in the same deck. No budget or bracket restrictions, just help me cut cards. Sure, absolutely. This deck is probably too red and probably needs more interaction. I love Passion Archaeologist. Yeah, this background broken with partners, as it turns out. I hate cutting rhetoric. Whenever an opponent attacks you and or one or more planeswalkers, like this is 3 mana, it's competing for both of your commanders. Like, in my opinion, we should be looking very critically at 3-drops. And the reason is that these 3-drops are all competing with your 2 3-mana commanders, right? So any 3-drop that I'm not immediately like, I love it, I'm going to cut it. Valakut's more of a 4-drop because, right, you want to go Valakut and then immediately do it. Although it is somewhat of a 3-drop the more I think about it. But Wild Wasteland can go. It's not bad. Cut a bunch of 3-mana things and add some dorks. That's literally what I'm thinking. That seems very good. Is Elk's Code international? It should be. Dragon Shield is a Danish company, and they ship pretty much everywhere. So as long as Dragon Shield ships to you, I think my code works. I don't like Charred Foyer that much. I think it's fine. We could probably try it out. See how we feel. It's an outpost siege and a free... I can see the vision the more you mention it. Sure, we can play the Flux. Ooh, that's fun as fuck. I don't like that Cascade doesn't work with Vial Smasher. Because, like, you cast the Cascade spell, and then or the spell that has Cascade, and then the Cascade spell doesn't do anything. That makes me a little sad. I personally like Hoarding Broodlord better in, like, not cast from exile decks, but go wide decks, in which I don't really think this is one. You typically would probably want to include Saw in half and stuff. The fact that you can't take these lines without in this deck makes me a little bit more iffy about it. Intellect Devour just seems kind of slow. Savvy Trader. Your deck seems just generally kind of slow. Kind of sticks with the group slug angle. We have a Tali. Do we have We don't have... Okay, so to me, I would never run this Atali unless I was also running Arena of Glory and ways to like give it haste pretty consistently. Dino Egg. I don't think I like this card here. Yeah, you're right. Insofar, and it's like, yeah. It's just like... It's so tough to crack it. Third spell each turn gets prepared. I see the vision of how this gets prepared a lot. I just don't think like 6 lightning bolts over the course of a game is like too insane. I'm probably wrong for saying that. Okay, maybe it's good. I want to try it out. I think Mosswood Dread Knight's too slow. Just, by the way, you're in a Cascade deck. You don't need the Mosswood Dread Knight value, I promise. I think you don't need regrowth value either. I know the prepared spells are from Exile. It's just like, do you really need that much more value in like a Cascade Exile slop deck? I say Exile slop with love, by the way. I don't like, once again, 3 drops is just so tough. Channel's fucking fun, but power 7 or greater, it's like, I don't know if I like, we're doing too much. I know it's all Exile, but it's too much of like varying things. This seems a little too slow. Yeah, Black Cat. What is the breakpoint for Glirnut? 6. Oh, we have a bunch of 5 drops. So you can go Glirnut, 5 drop, Vile Smasher, double spell. Okay, I can see the appeal there. I don't know if I like the Germination Idiot card, though. That is cool. Triple Triad's funny. I'll give you that. Interdimensional Web Watch, Felwar Stone, Arcane Signet. I don't like the Arcane Signet Felwar Stone. Shamil's fine. Snared by the Mars, hilarious. Demonstrate doesn't really quite work for me. Because you're copying it, you're not casting it from Exile. Beanstalk Giant is 3-mana ramp, which we have in the command zone. We have it right there. Questing Druid exiles top card. Ancient Cellar Spawn rewards free casting like Cascade. Geological Appraiser. I think Rakdos the Muscle Mod sacrifice outlets more than it wants cast from Exile Synergy. Elder Brain's a bit slow. Fevered Suspicion is pretty cool, but it's pretty bad if you impulse draw into it. That is fair. But anyway, we freed up three slots here. I kind of wanted to just talk about a couple cast from Exile cards that I feel like are really, really strong. And also ramp options. I think ramp options is the more important thing to kind of zoom in on. Also fixing your fucking awful mana base. Wait, you don't have any duels at all? Yeah, that's the more important thing. So... are you allergic to duels? Like, what's happening here? The land base is not optimized yet. I'm worried about the black cards in the deck all being kind of bad. Well, don't worry about the cards being kind of bad. Are they fun? That should be the main focus, I think. And the answer is yes. Every black card I've kept in the deck is fun in some kind of special, unique way. Okay. I don't like Midgard that much. I don't like Zakarnand that much. Although this is casting from Exile and it's 6 mana value or greater. Okay, that's fine. I like Lindblum a little bit less. I like this one because it's a big cast from Exile spell. But the rest, we can do without. ID equals 2, type land, sort USD. 38 command towers are the starting point to all my Bruce and chat put on that idea. So that's great if mana was only fixing in Magic the Gathering, and also you're just like not that invested. It's okay to not be that deeply invested in Magic the Gathering. That's totally cool. if you want to get the maximum out of your deck, your mana is part of your deck. It's very much part of it, and it's not really good to shortcut it. That's just IMO. So I'm trying to keep things like affordable. I don't know if you're just like fully proxying this deck and it doesn't matter if it stays affordable. Let me know now, I suppose. But I see 257. I'm thinking like we're not putting duels in this deck. Yeah, that's fair. Like the Marvel lands are pretty good now, duels. The slow lands I love. The fast lands I love. Filtering lands are also very good. And these are all very cheap. Basically, so long as they don't mention a land type, I'm pretty much always going to be running them in 3 colors. And sometimes I'll even run the ones that do mention a land type. I like Revitalizing Repast. I would run 2 or more basic lands in these kinds of decks, though. I don't care about lands, so pick whatever. I mean, I'll just keep it affordable just because the rest of your deck is also affordable. Hey, look, fight, spell, land. Twilight Mire. Yeah, the Blood-Soaked Insight lets you cast from exile from your opponent's cards. Sweetheart, you're great. If you die now, that's okay. I'm actually watching, or I'm gonna see, Weather Day live in Denver soon-ish. Shout out Taint Lands. I do not like Tainted Lands at all. Tainted Lands suck. Okay, hopefully this will feel a little good. Okay, he's head with 1 land hand. 1 land hand. 7 billion land hand. Maybe we cut like forest, mountain, mountain. And then we can go up Birds of Paradise. Ash Barrens. Fabled Passage. We gotta see how this feels. The red and green hideaways would be fine. Yeah, the green one especially would be fine. I like the idea of the green one. Let's run the green hideaway land. Mosswort Bridge. Because, of course, this is casting from exile. Oh, we already run it. Fuck you, chatter. Rah! It's okay. I know the screen's hard to see. Okay, playtest. I would not keep this. Also, I don't like Glimpse the Impossible. Glimpse the Impossible is not until the end of your next turn. It's until the end of this turn. I know you get spawned for it, but just not a fan. So I think personally I'd probably go up like Wild Growth. It's my next dork of choice. Okay, keepable. Drop. Dink. Dink. Ignoble Hierarch. Next turn. Oh my gosh, look at that. 3 mana on turn 2. It's my lucky day. Here's Gil. Next turn. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Bloodbraid Elf. Actually, Cascade triggers 1 at a time. We should cast Lelia this turn. Dink. Attack. Exile the top card of your library. Put a counter on Lelia. Next turn. Okay, now Spire Garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, here we go. That's 1 counter. That's 2 counters. That's 3 counters. That's 4 counters. Okay, Revitalizing Repast, give Lelia Indestructible, and a +1/+1 counter. And then the rest of these go in the bottom of our library in random order. This resolves. Okay, move to combat. Swing with Lelia. She becomes a 10/10 because of Exalted. And then we exile the top card of our library. We can play this turn. Red 1. Here's Memory Worm. Ta-da! Shoutouts, Lelia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dink. Natali. Each player exiles cards to the top of the library until they exile a non-land card. That's a land and a Lelia trigger. That's a land and a Lelia trigger. The Flux. Whoops. These stay in exile forever. Also, the Flux deals 4 damage to target creature and opponent controls. You cast a couple of other free spells because it's a Tali. You swing with Lelia. You exile another card for the top of your library. It's Fabled Passage. We can't play it. Okay, great. Shoutouts, Lelia. Yeah, Memory Worm also just does 6 damage to someone. Next turn. Oh, look at that. Exile the top card of your library. You can play that card this turn. Also, we should have drawn a card off Gilrana. So this is the real card we exiled. Dink. Sure, I'll just cap for birds. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Prosper. Attack with Lelia. Hunter. Okay, this is so cute. I just think it's bad. Right? You have a 7-drop that lets you cheat. Cheating's typically really good early game. It's not good when you have 7 mana. Also, the 2-mana sorcery, it requires you to have a creature card in your graveyard. At first, Recursion seems very good, but you'll find out very quickly that Recursion's only good if you have a specific narrow threats that you care about, that you want to recur repeatedly even after they get blown up. Here's the issue with Cascade, this like kind of just giant vomit out value deck, is you're always going to have a full hand full of threats that can replace each other when the other one's been removed. So at that point, why are we regrowthing a threat when we could just run a new threat, right? Because every card here is 7 cards in one. You know, you cast a Tali, you make a billion card advantage happen, and then the next, like, you need to regrowth a Tali. Like, don't get me wrong, a Tali is the best card advantage card in your deck, but when Apex Devastator does the same thing, it's like, I'd rather just cast the Apex Devastator too, you know? Okay. Yo, what's up? 3/3 beauty. Yo. If anything, I kind of want to just add another one mana dork. The only issue with 1 mana dorks is, okay, this is the pause. Wait, hang on. Is they're bad to cascade into? Curious. What a predicament. So maybe we just keep it at 3. I'm gonna say Dream Devour is a little too clunky. I was hoping to vomit out value, but kill with the cast damage triggers from Vial or similar exile pings. Yeah, the issue with Vial Smasher is it doesn't work well with Cascade, so it just feels super awkward to cast. However, Passion Archaeologist would do that for certain. Anyway, we have 2 slots to play with. Let's think about this. Do you run like Dance with Calamity? Normally I put this in decks with like maximum 5-6 mana value, and with that 5-6 mana value you're able to game the system a little bit, but I wonder if you just like fucking jam it anyway. It's a thought. It's something funny. I don't think it's good. Put another Soul Ring. I'm good. Yeah, the Hex Magic. Hedge Magic's interesting. No Lightning Greaves. I mean, why are we running it? Like, for what? It's also arcane. Cool, dude. Like, I don't know what you want me to do with that. Oh, also, it's arcane. By the way, has Ripple. It's just like, what? Like, why? I swear, because Greaves / Swifties for most of my decks, yeah, they're just like, they're just generically good. They don't typically have a lot of synergy, but when they do have synergy, they're good. But like, I don't know. I don't like them as like generic value cards. Like, oh, it's a commander deck. Gotta put Greaves in. I hate that line of thinking. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. Have fun. But like, also, I don't know. I just don't find a lot of fun in that. A lot of joy in that. And it's actually just straight up not even that good to do that. Right? It's good to always just think about your decks. What's best in slot? Why am I running these cards? So what to run? A Ruth? Oh, a Ruth would be really cool. Nibelheim and Flame? Maybe. What is it called? Called Fourth the Tempest? It's already in. Okay. Is there a card called like Universe on Fire or something from fucking Warhammer? The galaxy will burn. Yeah, that's the name of the card. What the fuck is it called? Wait, what does this say on the back? It's a burn will clearing. I didn't know the name of this land. That's so cute. Let the galaxy burn. Here we go. Cascade does X+2 damage to each creature that didn't enter this turn. So Vial Smasher doesn't clear it actually, because it does X+2. But still, big board wipe. Cascades for a bunch. Oh no, it does clear it. Okay, cool. We're good. Guardian Project would be fine. The deck has so many creatures. Also, Unearth reanimates both commanders. Ooh, Unearth is a fun one. I just don't want to Cascade to into Unearth. You know what I mean? Ensnared by the Mars already in, yeah. You could do some stolen strategy stuff, maybe. What about just like delayed blast, fireball? Oh, Ardian. My fault. I thought it was a sorcery. Damn, it's an instant? No wonder this card's $15. I don't know if I like a Rocksta, because what are we doing with the 2/2 red aliens? Attack your opponent. But like, we're trying to burn them out. In which case, we should probably just be running more cards that burn opponents out as opposed to ones that make tokens. I know Faldord makes tokens, but she's cool, so grow up. And she's also like an enabler. She actually does the exiling for you. Our mana value is huge. What if we just ran Keen Duelist? Surprise! Hey, look at the mana value of my cards. You're dead. Parker, look. This is a 3-drop though. Maybe combustible. Combustible. Your Hulk. The new Black Widow is cool. Which one? So this is part of what I fucking hate about the new sets. Every character's named the same thing. There's like 12 of the same character. Which one? Seller Spawn's already in. The 2 CMC one. Black Ragavan, I see. Okay, take 3 damage. Dog, I would like a land, please. By the way, we added lands to the deck. Always got to mention that. Dink. Okay, great. We get some free cast from exile, right? Dink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Triple triad. Ping someone for 6. Also, first one from exile cascades. Okay, Keen Duelist. Okay, next turn, upkeep. We reveal the top card of our library. Dink at Soul Ring, you lose 1. We also triple triad at the beginning of your upkeep. Dink. Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Improvisation technique. Blood-soaked insight. Like, whoa. Anyway, that game sucked because we fucked on lands really hard there. Dink, dink, dink. I'm going to do T land ID equals 2 O colon black because, or FO colon black, because we need to find lands that tap for black because we're kind of choking on black sources a little bit. Okay, Blazemire Forge, Blood Crypt. Haunted Ridge, sure. Shadow the Goblin might be a good include. Oh, of course. In our exile-based burn deck, we should add a Shadow the Goblin. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Okay, it's double swamp with the non-black hand. Great. This has 1 land. That's awesome. And this has too many lands, but we can put 1 on the bottom. Okay. Draw. Tap land. Tap land. Okay, we're demonstrating. So we do it first. Here's Soul Ring. Then you do it. And then we do it again. Wild Growth. Great. Literally what I've described as my nightmare scenario has just happened. We spent 5 mana to get 2 mana value worth of thing. I guess it's like stock up. If you squint. One, 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sweet Glen Recluse. Spider Manifestation. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not bad. Let me draw a card. Although technically we should have drawn a card first. But anyway, we'll just ignore that. Keeper of Secrets. Hit someone for 6. I guess you'd tap this to draw a card. Pass, hold up, hurl through hell. Anyway, I guess you'd tap this for 1 because it untaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yo, who wants me to draw 3 cards? Any takers? Let's face it, you're always saying mill, huh? Okay, take 10. Oh, that card's broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dragonhawk. In fact, let's not tap like a total idiot. Okay, draw a card. Wait, no, not draw a card. It's not a 6 drop. But still, we exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn. Dragonhawk doesn't fuck around, man. Unstable Amulet. Emeritus of Conflict. Exile top card of our library. It's Ancient Cellar Spawn. 1, 2, 3. There's our black sources coming in. There's Ancient Cellar Spawn. These all go to or graveyard, rather? Or do they stay in exile? These are the cards that are still exiled. Well, they are still exiled, so still 6. Anyway, this is feeling pretty good. It fills up the board. It cascades a ton. I'm going to give you Arena of Glory. Arena of Glory with Dragonhawk kills people. And now that we have Arena of Glory, we can kind of talk about adding Old Atali back in. Right, so like Old Atali can come back in maybe over Crab Bomb because this is an attack trigger. But now we have Arena of Glory. Hey, look at that. Maybe instead of Ash Barrens, you can run Urza's Cave or Sylvan Scrying. Think Sylvan Scrying. Is Escape to the Wilds bad because we're not really able to cast all the cards? So Escape to the Wilds is broken. And the reason is because you go 1-drop into turn 2 Galarna, into turn fucking 3 Escape to the Wilds. And then what that means with turn 3 Escape into the Wilds is you can now go land from exile, untap next turn, land, cast some shit from exile. Like, that's an insane curve. So I actually really like Escape. Escape is insane. This card should be in every Gruul Axel base deck. Honestly, it should probably maybe just be in every Gruul deck, period. Very strong card. So don't sleep on this one. Escape to the Wilds is broken as fuck. So I did see a lot of high CMC. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you can wait until the end of your next turn to cast them. End of your next turn is the key word here. If it said you need to cast them this turn, then it sucks. Get out. It's okay. It's a fine card, but it's until end of next turn. Don't worry. Oh no, I exiled my Apex fucking Devastator. Fuck, it's permanently exiled. If only I had another big fucking payoff. Like, you have a billion of them. Like, exactly. Anyway, I'm good to pass this off to you. This looks like a very fun, jaunt, value grindy deck. Okay. Dope. Thank you, Bob. Do we have... Oh, no, that was Matt. Sorry. Let me reopen the Bob. Let me look through the Tuesdays here. So that's Matt. We did Ethan. Did we do Airlaz? No, Airlaz is the other one we have open. Okay, I see. This one's Bob. Okay. Yeah, someone said they would watch the VOD later. Yeah, Airlaz. I said Airlaz so you can go next, and then Airlaz kind of vanished. But we're still going to do Airlaz's deck. We'll just do it at the end. All right, let's do Bob. Thank you for the review. Thank you for getting one. We have a meal. Evil War Crime. This is my first EDH deck. Oh, yeah, let's go. 36 lands, I can tell. I built online shortly after Jumpstart came out on arena. Oh, I see. Never mind. You've been playing for a while. This is your first EDH deck that you still own. Wait. I was just mean for no reason. I love my life. Still, 36 lands is too low. My first EDH deck. Built online shortly after Jumpstart came out in Arena, immediately adapted to EDH. Game plan is to get a creature that taps for 4 more mana or Enduring Vitality and an untapper and go infinite on mana using my commander to blink the untapper to untap my mana dorks. From there, I would typically win via the initiative. Okay, so there's a bunch of combos and stuff. Okay, great. No ETB doublers like Preston or Panharmonica. They break my brain. Also, no Cathar's Crusade. Totally fine. This deck's in a very weird spot right now where it's too mean for most bracket 3 pods and paper. But it's too slow for bracket 4 pods I usually run into online. For this specific deck, I'm hoping to get advice to fit this into bracket 3 pods so I can continue to play this deck in paper. Okay, great. I'm not attached to the infinite mana combo, though. Okay, great. So, I mean, I kind of just want to playtest this and see how, like, unfair it really feels. I see what you mean with the untappers, by the way. I see Hyrex Towers out. I know what's up. Okay. So, draw. Forced. Next turn. Wall of Omens. Sure. I'll Wall of Omens. Dink. Enduring Vitality. Sure. Dust Bowl. Holy fuck. Based alert. Okay. Forgotten Green Shell. Put it in our hand because it's Wood Elves. Dink. Command Tower 1, 2, 3. Here's Wood Elves. Search for...
Hi, Elk. I ordered some Elk sleeves and they finally arrive. Now I must ask you, what are the most Elk Gruul commander I can put the sleeves in? Well, I have owned Roxanne before as a Gruul commander. However, if you desire a Gruul deck that I would play, I can actually pull open my seriously for real considering folder and maybe find out what's up. There's a Wild Seer deck in here. I don't know if that's really my speed. Nikia of the old ways. I do like Nikia. Borborygmos. That's another one. Oh, I was cooking. Wait. Oh, fuck. Wait. Hang on, I might be a genius. I forgot about this deck. Almost a year ago. And then this is Borby. With an on-theme Thought Vessel Reliquary Tower. Because you're going to fill up your hand with lands with Paradise Lost. Yeah, Nikia's fucking awesome. Honestly, do Nikia. She's cool as fuck. Especially with Magus of the Candelabra. So you play Magus, and then you play Nikia, and then you untap with Nikia, and then you tap all your lands for double mana, and then you untap all your lands, and then you tap them again. Aw, what a blast. Nikia or Rurikthar. Take your pick. Those are my Gruul picks. Roxanne, the top 3. Okay. I just pass here. Hold up Solitude. Just chill. I can't get enough of it. Okay, Flicker, Fecund, Green Shell. Land into play tapped. Flicker, Fecund, Green Shell. Land into play tapped. Fecund, Green Shell. 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 It's like, I don't know. That's fine, but... Ooh, that's a cool card. Destroy all artifacts and creatures on one mode is really nice. Damn! This card's awesome! What the fuck? I've never seen this one. This sweeper's sick! Okay, these look like meta calls. Like you have an artifact player in your pod that you're fucking tired of. So I'm not gonna touch these, although Bane of Progress would probably be pretty fucking fire. I don't know if I like the Lumbering World Wagon all that much. Love Fanatic. Brigand makes sense, because Brigand taps for 1 billion mana. I don't like Eidolon of Rhetoric that much. There's better options. Typically, I think about like Aethersworn Canonist or like a Phyrexian Censor. Okay, I'm going to cut Cleansing Nova. And the reason is because Bane of Progress is just this, like the same artifact hating card that you kind of crave here, but it also gets tutored by the silly elf Fierce Empath. Also, Vivian out. I want to give you Yeva. Yeva Nature's Herald is just way more safe. It's 4 mana to flash this in, and then your next creature spell, or your creature spells have flash. So you then flash out the whatever you're running, whatever green tap for 1 billion creature you're running is. Speaking of, you should probably be on Disciple of Nylea. Or not Nylea, Karametra's Acolyte. Because I had a deck very similar to this, where Yeva was in the command zone, and then you'd run Karametra's Acolyte, or rather you'd run Yeva in the command zone, and then you'd flash out Karametra's Acolyte, and then you would do the fucking stupid loops. Let's run Eladamri. Eladamri's just broken, especially in a green creature deck with this many creatures. And now that we've added Eladamri, we can maybe talk about running elves.
So Prosperous Innkeeper out. Wall of Blossoms, Charming Prince. I like the idea of these cards, but we can elf it up a little bit harder. I like Aven Interrupter a lot, but it's just Flicker Wisp. That makes sense. Village Bellbringer is really good. Yeah, I don't like the creatures that just like flicker another creature. Brood Monitor does go infinite. But it's only infinite ETBs. You can't really do anything with that, can you? You just flicker it indefinite times. That's all it does. Okay, we freed up some slots. Priest of Titania. Umbral Mantle. We're trying not to make this deck too powerful, and I think Umbral Mantle would push it over the edge. Wild Growth Utopia Sprawl. You know what that means. Arbor Elf. Arbor Elf is an incredible elf that if you load up one land with enough things like Overgrowth, right? If you load up one forest with enough Overgrowth kind of effects, you can untap that land as if this tapped for 1 billion mana. And then Priest of Titania taps for each elf on the battlefield. I kind of just want to build this deck as best as I can right now. I don't like triple green pip. That seems a little tough. But once again, trying to build this deck how I would build it. And then I'd maybe talk about how to depower it down. Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. Do we have a budget restriction? There's no mention of budget restriction. Okay, great. So probably like Allosaurus Shepherd. Beast Whisperer. Elvish Harbinger. Chord of Calling. Selfless Spirit. So, what we've just done here, maybe no Cosmic Rebirth as well. Maybe you just want to run, maybe no Swords either, because you have Solitude, and Chord is kind of like another Swords. Probably just run Thraben Charm, honestly. We're such a cheap, efficient deck that we can afford the extra flexibility of Thraben Charm, and we go really wide, so that's also pretty easy. Maybe Cat Buff with Sajiri's Shelter. It's a land, and then also... Let's try this out. This hand's like close to not being keepable, or like close to being keepable, but it's not. This hand's super keepable though. Good draw. Forest, Utopia Sprawl, name white. Next turn. Hushward Verge. Pass. Next turn. Forest. Whoa, Nelly. Fanatic Aronis. Don't mind if I do. Next turn. Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a Meal to Blessed. Oh, look at that. That's a creature with power 4 or greater. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Think X is 3, Chord of Calling. So you're able to get Selfless Spirit here if you're like faced with a kill spell. But if not, Hyrax Tower Scout. Untap Fanatic of Ronus. And then now you have an infinitely powered Fanatic of Ronus, because you can keep flickering Hyrax Tower Scout. And then you can get infinite mana